This time on Roadkill, Dave picks the wrong vehicle to fail at drag racing in front of a lot of people.
What? Okay, wait, to be fair, it was the right vehicle for failure, right? Yeah! Thank you.
We suck! Again.
Here's what's gonna happen. The same concept as the Roadkill vet cart applied to drag racing. Cut off all of the ugly and go as fast as we can for cheap. Let's go back to the early 1950s and the beginnings of drag racing. Back then, guys would take, a Model A or a 40 Ford or something like that, and they'd remove the body and they'd run nothing but an engine and frame rails. Have you ever heard a dragster referred to as a rail? That's why, because they were nothing but frame rails, and that's what this is gonna be. So, Finnegan's gonna show up in a couple of days. I'm gonna get started on this thing now. I've got help from Lucky Costa from Hot Rod Garage.
What the heck?
Steve Dulcich from Roadkill Garage.
Man, this looks pretty good.
I'm sure you'll see shop manager Kalen around in the background, and you're gonna see a bunch of other Roadkill cars because we're getting ready for the Zip Tie Drags, which is a Roadkill event in Tucson. We've got all these cars to get ready in addition to building this. And yep, when we're done, we're gonna drive it all the way from LA to Arizona.
Truck's a little messy. I think it was used to haul contraband. It smells kind of bad.
I think what I'm gonna do is once we get the rack off of it, we're gonna weigh the truck so we know exactly how much we took off.
Whoa, don't dent the roof, dude.
Any guesses?
I'm gonna say 5,300.
I'm gonna go with 62.
That much, really?
5850.
Wasn't the rule as close as you can get without going over?
Yeah, so I win. 5850. Here it comes. Great. Our first performance upgrade. We're gonna be able to buzz all this stuff off like crazy. We can get rid of all those exhaust hangers, and this is useless. Let's get the plasma.
Have you used the ESOP plasma cutter yet?
I have not.
This is just butter.
Really?
This is butter to that
break
thing.
it out. All righty. That is some stinky rubber
It's not my kind of rubber.
from the weed truck.
There it comes. There you go. Look at that. Let's just go drive it around right now.
So much easier to work on now. I'm debating if we should cut the roof off. See, at this point, you got to decide about the functionality we're going to have and the massive weight reduction that I'm going for, and of course, the style. That's what's important here. I'd really like to get rid of as much of the body as possible and just have it full tube like the vet cart. The engine's much further forward than I thought it might be.
You're thinking crazy stuff right now, aren't you?
Oh, I'm having evil thoughts right now. Realizing since we have this big, humongous frame, instead of shortening it, what happens if the engine goes behind the driver? The engine in trans is 64 inches.
Wait, what did you just say?
What?
You're gonna put the motor back here?
That's what I'm looking at. If the front of the engine was right there, I think there's enough room for a little stubby drive shaft. We would flip the axle on top of the springs, and I think it would be like a drive shaft this long.
Less drive shaft to break.
It is. It'd be really easy to do. We just made the decision. We are moving the engine to the back, and we're not going to use the body at all. It is going to be full-on dragster. This is going to be great.
A gigantic dragster.
Yeah, it's a truckster.
Okay, we'll get busy.
I think it's a great idea. I love the idea, mid-engined.
We're gonna end up putting the axle on top of the leaf springs to lower the back of this thing radically. We're also gonna have to notch the frame a little bit for that, and it's not gonna take these shocks. So I'm just taking stuff apart. I've gone through the frame and just removing everything we don't need.
I'm gonna have to get the drive shaft out of here so we can lift the engine out of position. And then Dave can have rear end free to flip it on the springs.
We got as far as we could in the back with the axle on top of the leaf springs. We need a saddle kit that'll be here tomorrow. So now we're gonna move to pulling the engine out. I really wanted to get an LS powered truck for this project, but I couldn't find one that was affordable. And the reason is those LSs have gotten so popular that the prices have actually come down on these 454 big blocks. This used to be the ultimate junkyard find, and now they're kind of not. But it still has killer power potential when we want to grow this thing in the future. We can put killer heads on it and stuff, make a bunch of power. But right now, we're gonna slam it in the back. I wanna see how fast we can make this thing go for as cheap as possible. Look at that! We got plenty of drive shaft room, got plenty of driving room in here. Look at this. Yeah, we're gonna be like this. Oh man, plenty of leg room. Finnegan is gonna lose his mind when he sees this. But when he figures out that we're going mid-mounted on the engine, I think he's gonna approve and get over it immediately. I'm super stoked now. There was a point today when I was looking at the cab and wondering if this was really that great of an idea, but the fact that we stumbled into the crew cab, it was just available to us, gave us the room to do this, it's all win. Or it will be at some point later in the week. Day 2, and we've already made a whole bunch of progress on this thing. I can't believe it's this far gutted. So Steve is gonna work on the engine a little bit. He's trying to get some broken studs out of it. And over here, Lucky is working on just hacking all sorts of brackets off the frame that we don't need.
So for all the people out there that do their amount of modifications of frames, they come across these rivets, which never come loose unless you crash into something. The key is a sharp tip on a air hammer. And you can still do it. Cut the head off, punch the rivet out, done.
Well, we're about to put the new spring saddles on this thing for the flip kit.
Well, those springs compressed pretty good, didn't they?
Yeah, you made us take all those leaves out.
Yeah.
Now imagine all the weight on it. You can see we're gonna need a C-notch. Too soft. Now that we know roughly where this is gonna go, let's make our engine happen.
Skateboard it up, man.
Now that we have the rear end mocked up in there, we know about where the pinion's gonna be, and so we can take the engine and mock it where we want it to be and start building brackets. These are gonna go right in here, and then they will have a tube welded through them so that they don't crush when we tighten the bolt, and the tube will also act as a spacer to take up this space. Turns out the transmount's gonna be pretty easy. Straight across here, little flat piece going to the transmount, boom.
Shakalaka. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is do a tab on the end and make it so that we weld the outside.
Yep, yeah. Perfect. I'm gonna start making the floor in here. This whole thing is not really happening like in an order, like finish this job, move on to the next one. Everything is sort of intertwined. It's like now we have the rear end partially mocked up. Therefore we have the engine partially mocked up. Therefore we were able to partially mock up the seat. But before I lock the seat in position, I want to do this. So it just keeps getting, more jobs stacked ahead of the next in order to get it done. Lucky's over there making a trans cross member though. We'll get that finished soon. I've got a basic framework of the floor here, and I'm gonna cut some metal out of the hood to make the floor.
One of the biggest jobs we had was getting the motor mounts figured out. We needed the engine pretty well centered and parallel to the frame rails. Freiberger is going to weld this in. Once this is in place, we're going to come in, put a little flag on the transmission cross member we fabricated. That's going to catch the transmission mount in the back, and this thing is going to be in.
The bee's knees?
Oh, it's going to be great.
We just got the engine and trans in for the final time for the first time, so that's pretty good.
I'm happy.
Yeah. Once I put the seats in, I feel like the visual will come together because I can start to see like where the roll cage is gonna go, and I'll feel better. Ooh, find out if the headers fit.
Going to fit like it was made for it.
Like a glove?
Man, they had this mid-engine placement in mind when they designed these. Look at that.
Too bad it points directly at the trans cross member.
No, that's all right.
How about flipping them over just for fun?
Do they fit upside down? Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Inside the frame rail.
It is pretty graceful looking, I'll give it that.
That looks crazy.
Yep. It definitely has good flow, just like stylish. Here, let's see if this is right. I mean,
Yeah, it seems
with a floor,
that seems right.
I'm like a straight line to the steering box.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see you drive past a weigh station and the cops run for their cars to catch you.
This is actually the old roll bar we never used for the Rotson. And it almost fits. If we cut it shorter, it will.
We're working on the roll cage here. Lucky brought his bender, and we're making a halo, which is going to represent the roof of the roll cage and give us a place to put the windshield. Yeah, you wouldn't want it any closer than that.
I would go further forward because the other thing is we'd like to be able to get in and out of the top.
Right.
And we're going to put an X in it. Okay, well, it's been a long day. We've gotten a whole lot done. We're still fiddling with roll cage tubing, but I think we're going to make this one down bar and then get out of here. We'll come back Monday, and Finnegan will be here to critique all our fabrication. That's going to be fantastic.
About a little bit, yeah, you're right.
You mean because it's bent too much?
Yeah, well, I think I just didn't give it enough.
Oh, wow. But this, hey,
We're so busted.
what's happening?
The motor's in the back now.
You saw it on Instagram, didn't you?
I like that the motor's in the back.
Yeah, it seemed like the right thing to do.
This is fantastic.
We saved so much welding by not having to cut the frame.
Have you weighed it?
No.
That's a really good question.
That is the question. I think it's going to weigh 3,000 pounds and we're done there by negating the whole concept, but we're going to have fun.
The headers are a nice touch.
Yeah.
I like that they'll warm the tires. And if anything goes wrong, they'll throw oil on the tires. So
Ooh, that's a good point. I like that.
So everything is engineered for a reason.
Yeah. Now back here is going to be like radiator, fuel cell. There's a lot to do. 4 days.
this is not going to wheelie.
No. No.
I'm kind of happy with that.
So we're really not going to do too much to the engine. The TBI here, it has to go. We're going to change that and put an aftermarket aluminum intake manifold, a budget 4-barrel carburetor, and best of all, we're adding nitrous. This manifold was actually designed way back in the 1970s, early 70s, but it's still a very, very good piece. Keep in mind, if you're running nitrous like we're going to run on this, you really want a single plane because it gives you better distribution when that spray bar is just blasting nitrous and fuel right here into the plenum.
Right now we're going to have to divide and conquer. Dulcich is working on hopping up the engine. Mike is working on making our motor mounts more safe, and Lucky and I are going to bend up some roll cage tubing. So it's going to have to be all hands on deck doing all sorts of different things in a lot of chaos in order to get this thing done. We've got 4 days and then zip tie drags. Right now I'm using a hole saw type notcher. This fish mounts the end of the tube so that it'll fit into the upright like that, so that there's a nice seam where it can be welded. Kind of not the right tool, but it works.
The thing about nitrous is, it's just so darn easy to install. I've got the fittings and lines installed just kind of loosely, and nitrous is blue, fuel is red. And right here, I'm capping it off with the Brawler carburetor. It's a double pumper, it's all aluminum construction. Basically on the spec sheet, I'd say it's a pretty good unit. We'll have to see how it runs, but probably pretty good.
Yeah, we're figuring out how to use the stock truck steering column here. And by we, I mean Lucky.
It's because you really need that cruise control when you're driving a mid-engine, 1-ton drag buggy. Now, brake pedal.
See if it works.
From the truck. All right. So the idea was to use the stock pedal box out of the truck. We're gonna go ahead and use part of it. I simulated the firewall and dashboard cowl with this bar, so that holds the steering column. The pedal assembly pivot point is still out of the stock pedal box, and I'm just really sad you're catching all this on video, because if anything goes wrong, it's me.
The roll cage is rapidly approaching good enough. And so we're moving on to some accessories. We decided to take our original radiator and mount it back here like a little bit of a wing. This thing visually needs like some weight back here because it's so front loaded. And so the radiator is gonna go there. Obviously we're gonna need to plumb all the water, and then we're gonna have a fuel cell here, and I think we're gonna hang nitrous bottles off the roll cage.
As you can see, we've got the radiator mounted. Lucky made these really cool brackets, and it's all nice and tight. What I'm gonna do now is figure out where we're gonna mount the fans. We've got two of these big, round electric fans. You don't want them up here because the wind's gonna be blowing this way, so they have to be mounted back here. It's as though it's made for it. So that's the cooling system. It's almost completely set up.
We're gonna use this as the firewall, only it's behind you in this car. I'm gonna cut this section out right here and put it between the water pump fan belt and the back of the front seat. It's all about recycle.
Here's a tech tip. Kaylin found a set of these old Flowmasters sitting around, and you can see that they're like 2¼ inch pipe, which obviously we don't want for our fire-breathing big block, but you can hack the end off of it like I've done right there with the plasma cutter and open it up to a bigger size. And then I'll be able to weld the exhaust tubing directly to it like that and have better flow. Obviously, I'd like to get it past the radiator. What I'd really like is for it to end right there with a turnout. That would be key.
Right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off the old rubber and put on the new giant drag slicks.
These tall tires just undid the benefit of our 410 gears, but I don't care.
That's gonna affect how this thing sits. We're gonna eyeball it and go, all right, hey, we want the front lower, the back lower. And when we do that, that's gonna dictate our pinion angle, which is then gonna dictate where we mount the back of the transmission, so.
Right there. Now it could go in. There we go.
Oh, it's like it's wheeling already.
Whoa.
You may wanna put a couple leaves back in there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's almost all the way to touching the frame.
Yeah,
It would be great not to have to C-notch it.
we're gonna have to.
Put a couple leaves in it, lower the front, call it good.
Oh, wow. Those slicks really make the vehicle.
Yeah. They need smaller front tires now.
Yeah.
Those are too big.
Well, now we're down to 2 days. We've officially named the vehicle the Ugly Truckling. That came off some fan on Facebook whose name we don't remember, so we can't credit him. And we have a whole lot of stuff to do, and I've marked the stuff that's optional, and it's only just a very few things. But we still have 4 guys working on it. We have less than 48 hours to get this thing running and driving and road tripping to Arizona.
So we've got the transmission finally buttoned in. We've got the cross member, the rears mounted up, and I've taken this protractor. I measured the angle of the drive line here. It's 3.5 degrees. There is going to be a relationship between the angle of the transmission and the pinion angle. Ideally, under operating conditions, if the tail shaft of the transmission is 3.5 degrees down, under load you'd want an equal and opposite angle at the pinion, 3.5 nose up. We are at 0.5 degree. 3.5 plus 0.5 degree, that's going to give me a total of 4 degrees pinion angle, which is pretty close.
This is the Shin Killer 3000. does two things here. Provides a surface for you to walk into, and it also mounts these highly illegal off-road lights that are going to double as our headlights.
So the problem was we got this gauge kit and there was no way that the capillary tube for the temp sender was going to make it from the dash all the way back to the engine. So we're going to read it in the rearview mirror right here. Zip tied it in place perfectly. You can see them in the rearview mirror, which is a miracle we even have one.
Part of Freiberger's plan for this truck was to lower it, and he did that by flipping the axle from beneath the leaf springs to on top of the leaf springs. And what that did was that decreased the distance between the axle tube and the frame rail. These are bound to run into each other. So we're gonna cut this out by about 2 inches higher, and then we're gonna take these Beltec bolt-in C-notch plates and burn this thing in.
Everything that we brought to 75% yesterday is at a solid 80 today. Most of what's left, I think, is like plumbing and wiring and mount the fuel cell. So I think we're going to get on some of that stuff tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow for the really boring moments leading up to the fact where we actually start it and drive it away.
Which is only 497 miles from here. I'm sure we'll make it without incident. We got this! Yay, team! The last day of the build, and yesterday was really productive. Check this out, we got a lot done. Now has floors, which were built out of the hood of the truck. We have 2 seats with seat belts. The motor and trans fully locked down. We have a drive shaft safety loop. We have limiting chains. So when Freiberger jumps this thing and the axle comes down, the drive shaft doesn't pull apart and fall out, and when he lands, turn into a pogo stick and kill him. I mean, this is beautiful. The fuel cell's practically, yeah, that's in there. I mean, it's practically ready to go. Our spoiler's almost done. We'll be out of here tonight, for sure. Not late at all.
How's that trans controller coming?
It's not here, but it will be. We'll be fine.
I'm buttoning up all the plumbing on the cooling system. Our 1.5 inch aluminized muffler pipe is what it is. The cool thing is it's treated on the inside and the outside. It won't rust. But I'm pretty sure the car's life expectancy is not quite as long as these pipes. So I like these. Crash ready magnetic lights. This your idea, Mike?
Oh yeah, we'll use them on the next car too.
Good idea.
And it's for those people that are really indecisive about where they want the lights to go.
Right.
So we've got 1-ton coil springs in the front of this vehicle. We've removed all the weight from the front of the vehicle, so that is way too much spring. I'm just going to plasma cut the spring out of there. That is called doing the wrong thing the right way. Oh, these springs, that's
cute.
a lot lighter than what was on there before.
Okay, so we went in the catalog and we looked everywhere for a 1-ton truck coilover conversion. We couldn't find one. Plus, the engine's not here anymore. The cab's not here anymore. We needed a special spring rate. So we gave a call to RideTech, John over at RideTech, and told him what we were doing. And when he got done laughing, he then sent us these shocks. 250 spring rate on each side, was that right?
Yes.
250 on each with a single adjustable shock. It's going to do everything it needs to do and send this rocket down the track.
So 15 hours from now, we're supposed to be about 40 miles from here, meeting I don't know how many RoadKill fans, so that we can all cruise together to Tucson. That's a tight window. It really is.
We're at the point now where the list looks really short, but every time you get a job started, more stuff gets added to it because we're wiring and we're plumbing, and like I don't have the right fuel pressure regulator, and we don't have a throttle position sensor that we need for the transmission controller, and all this little stuff is just stacking up right now. We're making a zillion runs to the parts store.
That's too low.
Yep.
That's got 0 spring.
I'd say it needs to crank up more. We've got a coilover shock absorber that RideTech sent us, and it has an adjustable ring that goes up and down so that you can adjust where the bottom of the coil spring is, which raises and lowers the vehicle. How's the spring rate?
Perfect.
Look at that. This thing is just sitting beautifully.
So can we check fuel system leaks?
Do it.
You ready?
Whoa, flow bowl's just filled up. That's crazy. Life is good.
Okay, fuel system officially handled. We're pretty close. Let's put wheels and tires on. I like those off-road tires, Dolchek.
We're about to go on a test drive finally. And I like having things legal.
The moment has come. We're actually gonna fire this thing up and drive it away. Fuel on, lights. Whoa.
We have brakes.
It goes.
Give me an oil pressure check via the rearview mirror.
It's good.
All right.
This thing's really long.
It's like driving a motorhome.
Man, that smoke is deadly. Oh, we need goggles or a windshield or helmets. This is bad. So the Trans is doing everything it's supposed to?
Yep.
Good enough for me. Let's get on the road.
All right.
Ready?
Hit it.
Ah! This is undrivable. How do people ride motorcycles with no helmets?
I think they're bitter. The bitterness gives them a protective layer.
Look at the inside the air cleaner.
Crank it.
Uh-oh. That was funny. All right, this is a death trap.
Yeah.
I love it. Now that this thing is done and outside, I think it looks way cooler than I was anticipating from seeing it inside the shop for so many days. And that's a good thing, because I suspect that it is way heavier than I want it to be, and I know it's way slower than I want it to be, and we don't have a full nitrous bottle. But we got to hit the road anyway, and tomorrow morning we're either making a windshield happen, or we're getting helmets, or we're getting goggles, or something. Goal number 1 achieved. We made it here to Irwindale Speedway, which is our local drag strip and circle track. We did trailer it out here, and so when we take off, it's gonna be the very first miles we've actually put on the thing. But I brought the Lexan, so we're gonna make a windshield on this thing. We've got all of our friends here who brought their cars out, and we're gonna caravan to Tucson Dragway. Everyone ready for fun? Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, look at
that. Oh, that's virtually done.
It's like a roof.
Oh, we can drill holes and zip tie that and we're finished.
Zip ties.
Ooh, sweet. Ta-da!
Now we're ready.
All right, that's as done as it's gonna get. Who thinks we're gonna make it all the way to Tucson in this thing? No? Who says no way?
Oh, we forgot to adjust the shocks.
Well, it just bottomed, so I don't think we want them looser.
I already feel wind.
Me too. Oh good, there's already a highway patrol. Maybe they'll end our misery quickly. I can read the gauges, we're in good shape so far. Temperature's good, oil pressure great. Puking water everywhere. We need to get a radiator cap. It's pouring out. I think at this point it's let out so much water.
Yeah, I feel heat. This must be hot back here.
Yeah.
So we're driving along, having a good old time, enjoying our ugly Truckling. Except the Truckling wasn't happy. In fact, it was vomiting water everywhere. Emptied half the radiator, actually. The Freiburger decided that our radiator cap was no good, so we bought one of those, and while we were here, I decided we needed somewhere for that water to go when it would vomit. So 1 gallon water jug, a couple of zip ties, and we're back on the road.
Rearview mirror gauges say yes.
All right.
We're officially in Arizona now. Gas just got 80 cents cheaper. Well, I'm cruising along, it just dies. I think, is the fuel pump dead? It's on.
It's just the primary bowl's out of gas. Secondary's got gas. I will fix it.
So I'm just driving along and the thing starts to stumble and won't accelerate and dies. So we were either out of gas or getting no fuel for some reason.
This looks like a 5/8.
Yeah.
Not the right size?
Nope.
Actual tools.
Which we don't have with us. Because why would you bring tools with you when you have something like this? Well, apparently a fan pulled over and has tools. This 11/16?
Yes.
All right, ready for gas spurt? Okay. You know what? When I opened that, no fuel came out of it. Let's go to the filter. We're narrowing it down. What we're doing is working from one end to the other, finding out where the flow restriction or problem is.
Let's put gas in it. Maybe the pickup isn't all the way in fuel.
That's all that's left.
It's out of gas.
That's all the way down here.
Yeah, it's out of gas.
All right.
Okay, it's out of gas.
Hey,
That
at
was
least
a
we
lot
know
of work.
this is all good.
This
though.
is great.
Yeah. There's a funnel right here on the street.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, you're right.
So we pulled over because the engine didn't want to run very well. And then we decided to show off and troubleshoot a fuel system that really didn't need troubleshooting because turns out there wasn't any gas in the tank.
Ready for your headlights in action?
Indeed.
Please don't break it. We're not there yet.
All right, next stop, gas station, then Tucson Dragway. Yeah. We're setting records for how many times we can stop in, a 3-mile distance. Yo! Hey! Yo!
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Watch yourself.
I'm winning. I have beer.
Yeah! Woohoo! Made it! Man. Ready for the victory dance?
Ready for beer.
So, we finished this thing 24 hours ago, and today we drove 500 miles at 85 miles an hour on drag slicks. We didn't get a ticket, we didn't get arrested, we didn't get dead, and we made it to the zip tie drags. Thanks for coming. Hey everyone, we gotta also thank Lucky Costa and Steve Dulcich who helped us thrash. We built this whole thing in 6 days. And it's a thing of beauty. All right, hear me. Somebody here's gotta have a beer.
Where's the bonfire?
Where? Let's go stand there. Man, this has been an awesome day. It's been a thrash all week long. Actually getting here in the Truckling is like a major victory because I never have to drive it on the highway again, I hope. Tomorrow, it's gonna get even better. 4,000 people and some drag racing. We're gonna take that turd down the track ourselves. It's gonna be slow, but I refuse to be disappointed. Well, it's Saturday morning here at the Zip Tie Drags at Tucson Dragway, and we're just about to scale this thing. Oh, my tailbone is never gonna recover from last night. So what's your number on this?
I said $29.99.
I say 3,200. Boom.
Okay, hold on.
He's not gonna tell me.
Wow. I mean, remember, this weighed 5,800 pounds.
No, don't church it up.
I mean,
give me the
it
number.
was really heavy, and I don't want you to put a bullet in your head when you find out what this weighs.
What does it say?
3,566 pounds. Now, I mean, there's a pillow there. There's some stuff in here that you can take out.
3,500 pounds means it is not going to be anything close to fast. That is terrible. That motor's not spinning a tire.
With nitrous. Okay, new goal. Can we spin one tire on the bottle? I think we can.
Okay. Okay, now we find out if it'll do a 2-leg burnout. I don't think so. He's giving me a little bit of water. All right.
It's not looking good.
Whoa, this is slow. That is pathetic.
93 miles an hour. 1457. I did not see that coming.
I'm not even disappointed because this has just been too fun.
We can knock at least 2 seconds off of this with nitrous.
This thing is so gutless. It literally needs another 1,000 horsepower.
Ooh, 12-second ugly truckling. That has a nice ring to it. Wow.
All I have to say is it ain't overheating. That's all I got.
We win then.
Yeah.
We win.
What'd it do?
Oh God, it did way better than we thought it would.
Really?
14,
Really?
94 miles an hour.
94?
Yeah, it could be a 12-second truck.
It could be if we just spray it with like a 300 shot.
Yeah. Or leave the line with, more RPM.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
you can't really.
Well, we can fix that.
Yeah.
Nitrous.
Yeah. So nitrous up?
Yes.
All right.
It's time.
We're gonna have to put nitrous on this thing and try again later, but right now zip tie drags must go on. We're gonna go like sign some autographs for some people, see some show cars, get some racing started, and we'll be back. The RoadKill's Zip Tie Drags event was born here at Tucson Dragway a couple years ago. Basically, it is just a big fan get-together. We hang out with people, we get to have a look at their cars that they've brought for the show. People can race their cars down the track, and we hang out for some autograph sessions. It's just a good time. Okay, it's nitrous time. While we've been out doing the event, these guys have been working on getting all the nitrous ready to go, and so I'm just working on faith. I go out there and I stab this little button and things go quick.
This truckish thing has already run 1466 at 94 miles an hour, and they've superheated the bottle to about 1400 PSI, which is about 500 more than you ever want to put in a nitrous system. Nothing's going to go wrong with this plan. This is going to be awesome. Or it's going to go horribly wrong and we'll need that paramedic down there. Good luck!
You need to fix the stuck throttle.
Okay. I'm going to give it a little more spring here. Don't be nervous, Dave.
I'm not.
Okay, try it again.
Okay.
Okay, do this.
Good, the pressure's down.
Oh, it's still high. I'm gonna purge it. It's at 1300 and that's too much. Tell me when it gets to like 11.
Okay, Finnegan's purging down the nitrous pressure here because the bottle, which we heated up inside the pilot truck, is actually too hot.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay.
All right, nitrous is on.
Okay,
If this explodes, we should be back here.
here we go. Nitrous pass. Hopefully we can get it in before it rains. I can't believe how packed the grandstands are to watch this pile go down the track.
Come on, Truckling. Be a hero.
Behind me, but that was no good.
All right, well, so we picked up a second and about 9 miles an hour. Not stellar. Room for improvement.
It just laid over in third. It wouldn't RPM at all.
You have enough pressure to go again.
Literally was laboring at 4,000 going, oh, kind of like it was way too rich.
He went out about 60 feet and hit the button, and when he did, it took off, but it puffed a bunch of black smoke. You could tell it was really fat. So I'm just gonna take some fuel pressure out. I'm guessing it's at like 7 right now. It should probably be closer to 6 or 5.5. So I'm just gonna turn it, like one full turn, and send it back out there again. All right, let's go.
Ready?
Yep.
Anything I need to know?
Oh, no, you're fine.
I thought so.
I quit. I'm done.
That was the win.
I got nothing left. Nice work. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah, at the top end, I don't know if you saw on the camera, I let off the button and it accelerated. That means there's a serious nitrous problem. A 1275 at 103. That's a lot better than 1466. But we know it could be improved. Well,
All right, turn it off. I'll tell you the good news.
well, the good news is it went 12s.
No. That's not the good news.
I'm ready for better news.
You are now a member of the 100 mile an hour club, friend.
Awesome.
That's legit right there. You can't just buy that.
So 1275, 103. Okay, this is gonna blow your mind.
Fun. Did it lay over again?
It spun real bad. It was laying over real hard, so I lifted off the button and it accelerated. So it's a full-on nitrous tune.
It's a good
problem.
nitrous tune. Well, you didn't have enough bottle pressure when you left.
Yeah. So that's about as good as it gets, I think.
That's 12-second truck.
Well, that didn't go exactly as I'd hoped. It was a great plan to just take a vehicle and strip all of the weight off of it like those guys did when they were building dragsters of the 60s. But the fatal flaw was that the garbage still weighed way too much and didn't make enough power. We ran in the 12s with it. I would really like to see this thing at least in the 9s in order to be impressive. But in typical roadkill fashion, it was not the result, but the journey. We got to wrench with our friends, hanging out with Lucky and Dulcich. We made a road trip in this crazy thing all the way from LA to Arizona, and we ran it down the track in front of a bunch of fans of the zip tie drags. And I'm gonna go ahead and call that a win, but it'll only get bigger later on. We gotta add some boost to this thing or a different engine or something, because I'm not gonna be happy until it runs in the 9s. And if it does, you will see it in a future episode of Roadkill. Support companies that support Roadkill. Buy your speed parts at jegs.com.
Oh, that hurt.
I didn't see that. That would have sucked.
Oh, man.
Brakes work good.
At least the cameras are running for that.
This time on Roadkill, dirt cheap fun that you can do at home.
We are building our own dirt track and running circle track cars on it. Boom!
There's a cannon.
Whoa!
Wow! Dude, season 12, the special effects are getting
not
real.
fooling. That was some concussion. Mooresville, North Carolina, Race City, USA, and that's exactly what we're gonna do is race. I bought 2 cars. Finnegan has no idea what they are. The thing is, we don't have a racetrack.
I know, but we have equipment. We have machines we've never driven before. I'm so excited. We're in the parking lot of Customs by Biggin. Proprietor Eric Yost not only runs the shop, but 2 blocks away is Mooresville Dragway. Eric also runs that place, and he said, I don't care what you do. We have an asphalt 8th mile.
I don't care what you do.
We have a 300-foot dirt. They're next to each other, but more importantly, there's acres and acres of forest and land with elevation changes, and we can connect all of it because Eric is crazy.
We're gonna bulldoze, and I've never driven heavy equipment ever, so this is gonna be funny.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see the cars. Ready?
Me too. I love this part. Where are they? Let's
Over
go.
here.
Okay.
Remember, I haven't seen these either.
You haven't? Oh, dude. Hey, there's no motor in that one. Oh, look at the other one too. They match.
Yep.
What do you call these?
I don't know. It's a local circle track class. They're 33 or 34 Ford fake bodies, and the chassis on them is like a G body, like an 84 Monte Carlo or something like that.
This is wider though than like a real one, right?
Well, they're wider than a 33 Ford by a lot.
Right.
But that's because they're a stock G body chassis.
Dude.
Yep. And that one has an engine in it. This one does not, but we bought a 350 to put in it.
Dude, it has Nerf bars.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can run into you, and you'll probably be okay.
I wouldn't go that far. Isn't it cool?
This is amazing. We're gonna have so much fun with this.
Ooh, that one's tight. Do you even fit in it? You gonna hop in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is this one mine?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I just failed. I gave him the white car. We bought a 350 for this. That one's got a 305 in it. So you just like fell upwards.
It never matters. You always find a way to win.
How's it fit?
Oh, dude. No, this is good, dude. I fit.
Yeah?
I think the seat needs a little tweaking so that I can actually steer. But other than that, I feel relatively safe in this.
This one's a 32 Ford. This is like a 33 or 4.
So I have the aerodynamic advantage.
Yeah,
is what you're
theoretically.
saying.
This is gonna be fun, but we do have to put an engine in this before we can have fun.
Yeah, can we work on it?
Oh, we can fire this one up though. There's no seat in this one.
Okay.
They definitely have the left-hand turn alignment going on.
You have a hinged access panel to get in and out.
Huh. Plan. Like you want to pull yours in, investigate it, put the engine in?
Kind of want to watch yours go, I gotta be honest.
I'll drive it if we can find a seat. And there's a little track over there.
Ooh,
We
test
can blast it around, yeah.
I love this plan.
Yeah, I don't know if it even runs. I basically know nothing.
Okay.
Install seat, make sure that it runs, drive around and find out what's wrong with it.
Solid.
Yeah.
I love this plan. Okay, let's go get a seat.
Yep.
I'm a good friend. And I'm such a good friend that I found him a used Kirky aluminum seat. This is the kind of thing you use when drag racing. So note the lack of head containment or any sort of padding here that would help him in the event of an accident. Ah, just fell right into place. Oh, even the belts line up. It's perfect. Drill some holes, install some bolts. She's ready to go. Be racing here in no time. I believe she is race ready. Ah, season 12, Dave joins the NBA Summer League.
I didn't have shoes. I had to go to the cheapy mart.
Those are great, dude.
Seat fits?
Whether you're gonna box somebody out or go around in circles on a dirt track, you're ready.
Did you actually bolt this in or is it zip tied?
No, yeah, it's got bolts.
Did you see the super extendo for the fuel fill? So what this thing is an extension to get fuel inside the cell, which is like halfway in the car. So that's pretty cool.
See, look at that. I hope it's going in the cell.
5 gallons, that's enough. What we're gonna do is watch me hop in this thing for the very first time. It's a race car, you know, I don't need to nut and bolt check it or anything. Just go drive it. There's an oval track here down the street.
And by oval track, he means a dirt circle, and by down the street, he means right here in Eric's backyard.
Really? I
Yeah,
haven't been over there yet.
We're not going far at all.
Okay, all right, new kicks.
This is a big moment, everybody.
Yes,
This is a huge moment. Well, first you put on socks.
I don't have any socks. I bought the socks at the GP Mart and then left them on the counter.
Later on, 3-on-3, back at the hotel. They got a court.
Look, I know how to tie shoes. 1 leg in. 2 leg in. I'm not really a dirt track guy.
None of us are.
I know.
I know your history and mine. Should we recap?
Should we go to the clips of what happens when he and I drive in circles on dirt?
We should.
We should.
Finnegan and I have both crashed the NASCAR low on different tracks and in different ways. After a ball joint broke, I backed it into the wall at Paris.
Oh, no.
And I went head on into a rogue tire that just appeared from nowhere in the middle of the infield of a dirt oval.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and remember when we had the airport limo and we went to that dirt track in the middle of nowhere and a tire blew? Okay.
You look safe.
The shifter in this thing is junk.
Okay, all right.
No spark or no fuel.
Yay! All right, all right. I hope he's excited, because I am. Oh, go, that's the building. Go that way.
All right, we're headed to the oval track.
Yeah, that looks so cool. Sketch factor is high. I love it. Let's go.
This is going to be my very first experience with an actual dirt track car. I'm ashamed to say I've never done this. I did go to sprint car school one time, like 25 years ago-ish. All right, where's Finnegan?
Yes.
Yeehaw!
This is a kid's go-kart track.
It's banked a little.
It's got a little bit of banking, a little elevation change, and if you're feeling froggy, there is a jump in the middle.
You realize I've never driven a real dirt track car. This could be embarrassing.
Not for me.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
it will
fine.
be later.
You're gonna be fine.
Let me first just sort of feel it out. Feel out the brakes and stuff. Strap in a little tighter. Oh, wow, that's chunky right here.
Oh, dude, this thing's going. Oh, Freiberger sloops it out. Oh my God, I thought he was going off. There was a cloud of dust, and it looked like he entered that corner backwards. Look at him drift that corner like a boss.
I hit the berm.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. He went off the side. Oh, geez.
Microphone fell under my foot.
Oh my
They're gonna have to pull me out of this.
Wow. If you had gone off over there, that'd have been really bad. This is not as bad.
This went under my foot.
Well, why'd you do that? I feel like we just drag you out and you can go have more fun.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm going again. They're gonna just pull me backwards, and I'm ready to go.
A little more. We're good.
Shifter is really terrible. Cannot tell what gear I'm in.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at him drift. Yeah, Freiberger. I won't say this to his face, but the dude can drive.
Now that I've got some practice on the circle track, we decided this is really cool and we need to put an engine in his car, but it's going to rain tomorrow and we'd rather swap an engine in the rain than build a track in the rain. It's a big open field of just grass and weeds, and we're going to build a 2-wide track because we hope to race wheel to wheel in these cars.
I feel like we need a circle here. You know, that's the drift area.
Okay.
Right? We'll start here on the outside of the circle. We'll come over this way, swing back this way. We'll come out here, and here's your jump.
Which is actually the berm that's already over there.
Right. And then it'll kind of go like that. You get a drift out of that, and then you're going to come here, and this is the start-finish. You have to drift this before you can continue on our kidney bean.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Now we just have to plow it, and we've never run equipment like this before, ever.
Are you certified on that thing?
I am so not certified, but I'm so very happy to do this. Look, I'm a farmer.
You're gonna be the one setting the exact track.
Yeah.
Yeah, because tomorrow we're gonna come back and like bulldoze and make it too wide and dirt.
Oh, wait, is that it? Oh, there we go, I got it. All right. Oh, this is so cool. All right. So I'm gonna drive to what I think the starting line should be, and then I'll engage the PTO and I'll start cutting grass. I am fully mowing the lawn right now. This is awesome! If I had one of these at home, I'd probably be more inclined to want to mow my own yard. I've got our drift circle. Now I'm going towards the rest of the track. I think this is what I was meant to do my whole life. Design and build racetracks. There we go, over the jump.
We got the track sketched out, but we don't have a bulldozer right now, so we'll do that in the morning. So we're gonna see exactly what disaster is gonna befall us on putting an engine in this thing. All right, turbo 350, and we have to bolt a small block Chevy to it. We got a 350 to put in it, but it's a one-piece rear main seal, and we don't have a flex plate for that, and I didn't know the pattern on this torque converter. We've got a stack of headers over there to throw in it, so we'll decide what to do in the morning.
All right.
I can't wait.
Dude.
It's gonna be really good.
It's gonna be, like the track, I mean, granted, I was going half a mile an hour around it. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, I looked at the drone shot of what you were doing. You were actually nailing it.
It's wide enough where we could both go off the jump together.
Yeah.
We could high five.
And now, the real reason for the episode. We are dozing.
And our instructor is our friend, Eric Yost, owner of Customs by Biggin, which is right there, manager of the drag strip. And we've never driven one of these. Like, I've never even climbed into one, and I'm gonna guess it's wildly different than the lawnmower.
It is, but you'll fall in love with it. It's way cooler than a lawnmower.
I've never driven anything like this either, so you're gonna school us?
Yeah, it's easy peasy, no problem.
This is a Cat D6.
Brake pedal, D-cell pedal, gear shifter, and blade. You're good to go.
Okay, all right.
So blade, up, twist, and if you wanted to pull the trigger,
Yeah.
it does the tilt.
Okay. This is gonna be a mess, you know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Good luck. Have fun.
All right. This is gonna be a disaster.
Here we go, we're off. Freiburger's about to start digging our racetrack. It's official now. We're transitioning from farmers to excavators.
I think I'm getting it now. Not digging on the right. Takes some practice to figure out how to dig the right amount.
What's his score? What's his grade?
Not bad. I've seen worse.
I see a lot of divots.
Yes.
I'm not seeing a smooth cut.
No, no.
I'm digging so bad. I'm hardly digging at all is the problem. I am doing terrible. I can't figure out how to get the blade in just the right place. I'm getting in a rut where I dig too deep, and then I lift the shovel back up, and then I dig too shallow, so I'm making whoop-de-doos. It's kind of hard. Yeah, like that was a deep dig right there.
He's doing great. No, he's not.
It's fun, but I'm terrible.
Yeah. I'll tell you what,
I'm terrible.
those last 7 feet, mwah, perfect.
It's so hard.
The first 400 feet, though, a little bumpy.
Like Eric was telling me, you start to dig and then you back out of it and you start making whoop-de-doos.
Do you have fun?
Yes, it's pretty great. I do not feel competent, but it is cool.
What part of the track did you figure out how to do it correctly on? Because I'm just not seeing it, dude.
All right, Mr. Big Talk, hop in.
I'm not saying I'm gonna do any better, but a couple hours ago, we had a racetrack. Now we have a supercross track. Look at the whoop-de-doos.
Oh, yeah?
You have any tips for how not to do that?
Don't do it.
Okay.
It takes a lot of blade control.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay, refresh your course.
Yeah.
This is your throttle. Right now, the fuel pump is off. You have to start it right about there.
Okay.
The parking brake has to be off. You turn the key to fire the thing up.
It looks fairly level. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I see what he's talking about. Oh my God, this is so hard.
There he goes. Now it's gonna start to dig deep. There it went. See that? See how the blade dug down? And there's Finnegan's first whoop-de-doo.
Yep, I just made a whoop-de-doo. So pretty much you're constantly raising and lowering the thing. Oh boy, I just dug a giant pit all the way down to China just now.
Well, I succeeded in banking the turn right here by tilting the blade.
Oh, why is he walking in front of me? That's not safe.
Yep, making whoop-de-doos. It's hard, man. Right now, Eric's telling him that he needs more angle in the blade this way because even though he's doing a good job leveling out some of the whoop-de-doos, he's leaving piles of dirt like this in the middle of the track. If you got more angle on the blade, then it'll shove the dirt off to the side. I can feel the earth shake. Thunderstorm is coming in. Finnegan and I have both made like 100 laps doing the best we can. How good is the best we can?
Better than it was before.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it better than you expected from us?
It's not bad. I mean, to be a first-time dozer operator, that's not shabby.
All right. That's all we can ask for.
I'll take that, all right.
How are we going to fix it, though? Because I'm not driving those cars on this.
Probably a little bit of smoothing with this and then the grader.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow as we fix the track. And remember, we still have to put an engine in his car. And the engine that we got, by the way, needs a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay, straight. To the right. Building a race car today.
We are, and we built a race track yesterday, and we left a lot of whoop-de-doos in it, and so we got a guy out there with a grader now smoothing it out for us. So that's going on here around the block, and it's time to put a 350 Chevy into Mike's car. A little different than what they would run in circle track engines. It's got a serpentine belt drive. This one obviously did not. The motor mounts in the car are weird custom fabricated things, and we only have half of them, so we're gonna have to make those mounts. So we'll learn as we go. It'll be easy just to plop it right in. Tech tip, the small block Chevy used two different types of rear main seals. The early ones are a two-piece seal, the ones that always leak. The later ones are a one-piece seal. You can actually look carefully and see the neoprene or rubber or whatever it's made out of all the way around here. When they changed from the two-piece to the one-piece, the back of the crankshaft flange became smaller to accommodate the seal. And so the bolt pattern is also smaller. So you need a flex plate that matches with the bolt pattern. The other thing is when they made the back of that crank smaller and there's no counterweight on it, they needed to add a counterweight to the flex plate like this. All 350 small block Chevys came from the factory internally balanced, and this is confusing because it uses a neutral balance damper on the front, but it does require that weight on the flex plate. So now you know.
This was in a car with a stick.
What Mike just noticed is that this engine has a pilot bushing in it, meaning it was for a manual transmission. And I'm looking at that bushing and wondering if it's gonna hit the snout of the torque converter that centers in this ring.
Okay, so whatever that is.
680.
After some careful measuring and a lot of common sense, we realized that the snout of our torque converter is gonna hit the pilot bushing in the back of the crankshaft. Clearance is a problem. We need to get the pilot bushing out. So yeah, right now, these glazed donuts are about to go where no donut's gone before. So the key here is you want to use glaze, okay? Because there's gonna be some friction. We're almost there. Boom. Another successful food-related removal of a pilot bearing.
Perfect. We're moving on. For some reason, the frame mount was loose, and so we have to install that right here. So we're gonna have to fabricate the mounts on the other side of the engine. So once we get this installed, we'll lower the engine into it and figure out what we need to do. We've got it bolted together, and I can reach under here and spin the torque converter freely, which is what you want. When you put an automatic transmission and engine together, you want that torque converter to turn, and when you bolt it onto the flex plate, you want it to just pull forward about a 1/16 of an inch, maybe an 1/8 of an inch forward to the plate.
And these bolts are the perfect length now.
We totally roadkilled the hardware on here. We didn't have the right bolts, so we stacked nuts to make ones that would work.
the freedom of working on a circle track car. There's no firewall to get in our way. We're moving really slowly here, so I thought I would make the list. Number one, we need to make motor mounts happen one way or another. Eric's out trying to solve that problem for us. Fuel pump and system. This thing needs a battery. We need a radiator. The radiator's gonna need hoses. All right, I hope Eric has motor mounts because I really don't want to fabricate that.
We have a part we can use as a template for the block side.
Yeah.
And bolt right there. I'm gonna craft a beautiful set of motor mounts using drill bits that do not want to drill.
There's a store 25 minutes away that already has it in stock. Would that be faster than what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might even work too. This Freiburger just showed me something that already exists right here in Racetown, USA, rendering me virtually useless. I don't even need to be here. So our car came with frame side mounts, but no motor mounts. And we thought at first this was some homemade job that was done really well. And as it turns out, no. All-Star Performance actually sells this exact mount for our chassis. We're good to go. We can keep trucking with all the other things that this car needs. It'll be running before you know it. All right, that one's on.
I'm going to push it this way.
Okay, go ahead. There we go.
Leverage is your friend.
Motor's mounted, dude.
Yep.
Nice.
The only thing I can think of that might make us remove it again is the headers, so I think we should do that next.
I also think you should cross that off right
I think you're right. You know what? I'm gonna cross it off in red just because it's that sporty. Ready? Motor mounts. That's a happy moment. Now everything else can fall into place. Ooh. Those headers are gonna be very different than what Finnegan ends up with. The headers are different than what's on my car. We either have chassis headers, which means the engine has to come back up, or these.
You said there's another pair?
There is, but they're just regular chassis headers. Yeah, these aren't happening.
I don't know. I think they might. Ed, I got mine in.
Really?
Yep. It's in, it's not on.
Yeah.
I don't think these are for this car.
No.
What about if yours goes on my side? I mean, except for the fact that we have tires, this would work. Where's the other ones?
Outside.
Ooh.
It won't go high enough?
It's got to come up like half the bolt hole, but that is hitting this cross member.
Oh, you can cut it off.
So the passenger side header wants to go on, but the chassis doesn't want it to let it to be there. So we're going to have to cut that resonator / muffler off of it so it'll stop hitting the chassis so that I can bolt this to the cylinder head. Man. There we go.
Carburetor going on. This appears to be an Edelbrock, probably 600. We don't know a lot about this engine. I do know that it's a 350 small block. It has an HEI distributor, which was super handy, doesn't require a coil. The intake manifold is one of those Performer EPS units, a dual plane that's supposed to work good with their carburetor. I know that Finnegan now has more cubes than me. Did you know my car's a 305?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Headers, carb.
Spark plugs are in.
Woohoo! Things are finally moving. We do have the 350 bolted in place. Headers, I'm working on fuel system and stuff, but I think we're gonna call it for the day. And when you come back, we're gonna make this run.
Then we're gonna drive it.
Yeah, then we're gonna race.
Wait till you see this track.
Yeah?
It's incredible. We're getting very close to firing the engine. This is a starter that you can clock multiple positions. I believe it's made by MSD. It's called the Dynaforce. And this might actually fit with our headers.
And radiator. We're gonna throw the radiator in, hook it up, and then put the car up in the air on the lift because there's a bunch more that needs to happen under there, like figuring out what the battery situation is.
All right, so what I'm thinking is if I hold this way and then you bendy it that way, then all we gotta do is bend the very end the opposite direction. Yeah, right there.
That is some dirt track engineering right there.
And it's adjustable. You want to lean that thing forward a little bit?
No, remember we got to get the fan in there?
Yeah.
So I was trying to get her away as far as we could.
Here's where we are. Motor mount's done, fuel pump done, power steering pump, throttle linkage plug wires, thermostat housing, headers, radiator, and hoses. Nothing else that we can do up here at this moment, so we're gonna put it up in the air and look at the disaster that we have going on with the rear-mounted battery. There is no battery in it right now, but the tray is right here in the least convenient location. Better I'll have to come up this way and in. Okay.
Woo, that's my finger. Oh, there we go. Cool. Bingo. Black gold.
Yeah, we didn't change the oil. We just changed the filter because it was mashed. This one, like, touches the header a little bit, but it'll be okay.
Right now, one of the last pieces of the puzzle is the wiring of the car, and I'm installing a battery disconnect switch. It's going to give us a point at which we can distribute power from the battery to the various things in the car, other circuits like the starter button, headlights, taillights, rocket launchers, anything we wanted to power.
I am going to cross off fluid check.
And this can go back up in the air to do converter bolts. There's probably a 3/8 gap between the flex plate and the converter.
Can you please watch the starter and see if the noise I'm hearing is the gear being hung up on the flywheel?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so the starter's in permanent engagement with the flywheel.
It's butted up against it. It's rolling it by touching the end of the gear.
Okay. I'm taking this starter back out. We are gonna order another one from the parts store and see if that one works. See what we did wrong. Our next attempt is going to be with a starter that we ordered for an application of a 97 Camaro. Okay, installed. I think we're going to try and start this turd. Ready to turn it on?
Yes.
Fan works.
All right, we got
means the battery's doing something.
We got electricity. I don't see any smoke yet.
Nope. Nice, the starter works. Any gas yet? Do we know that there's any gas in the car?
Oh, yeah, there might not be any gas in this.
Probably no. It does not seem to me to have spark, so we are going to check for power to the HEI. There you go. We have power to the HEI. It should have spark.
Maybe it was just cold.
Oh, it's not squirting. This is convenient.
Yeah. That's my fault.
All right, we'll just prime that baby. Runs pretty smooth.
It sounds good.
Still not picking up gasoline.
What little bit it's running, it sounds great.
Yeah, it really does.
Tease.
I don't get it.
We got a crack in a fuel line or something? There's one in line there. That's probably what was dripping on me earlier.
What we think just happened is that the mechanical fuel pump is not picking up gasoline from the tank because there's a leak right here at the fuel filter, which is really subtle. But if you touch the filter, it's wet. And if there's a crack in the line, then the mechanical fuel pump can't suck gas. It only sucks air.
That's really loose. It's not even tight.
I hope that's the repair.
Let's see.
Victory! Dude.
Solid.
And it shuts off. We gotta mark our territory. I remember sitting and designing this logo from scratch with a guy named Alan Alpanian, who was our corporate art director at the time. And he sat there and messed with it, and I wanted the grime. And this was supposed to look sort of like an old road. And there we go.
12 years later, sticking it on our race car.
Ready to race.
All right, I think we're gonna head on the drag strip, see if we can race these things.
All right, I'd call that a successful test drive.
We made it to Mooresville Dragway, which is now officially Mooresville Motorsport Complex because we've got the RoadKill Rally World down the street.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just right there at the end of the drag strip. But first, we are gonna go side by side.
Yeah, we should find out how slow they are.
Yeah, how slow is probably the right thing. Oh, and look what's here. Eric Yost just showed up with his Camaro and the cannon. Yeah. He has a homemade cannon that we're going to use to start us once we get to the RoadKill Rally World. But
it's a guy who knows how to party.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, we have no idea of kind of mechanically what these are. I have a 305, he has a 350. They're both turbo 350s. We have no idea what gear they have in the back, but we're ready to race.
Yes.
Okay, little practice there, and here we go.
There's Freiburger. All right, we're both pre-staged. Clear stage.
Did you see that? Wow, I got him out of the hole, and he caught me and passed me. His car is way faster.
So I think I treed him. Then he drove out of my life. Then I went by it.
The 350 outpulls the 305 hard. At least now I got an excuse when he beats me on the dirt track. We should have a race to see who can get out first, because it's tough. That was fun.
I like this car.
Yeah, it was quicker than mine. 8:55 to you, 8:97 to me. So if that's a quarter mile, it's 13:42.
All right.
So not too bad. Mine's 14:08. Your car's much quicker, which is great for me because I can use it as an excuse when you outrun me at the dirt track. Let's go over there. Okay. This track is a beautiful thing. We were able to rough it in, by which I do mean rough.
Yeah, we made a minefield.
And then those guys came in and they actually graded it out, took the whoop-de-doos out of it, and man, it's looking smooth and good. I've already driven my car, so I say we begin time trials with you.
Okay, so 3 laps, iPhone timing. Quickest person determines pole position. Pole position is basically which side of the track do you want when we take off.
All right, I'm gonna break out the timer.
All right, I'm getting in my car. This is gonna be rad. So cool.
All right, let's get within a safe viewing distance.
Here we go.
I will tell you that our crew tested this in a Jeep Wagoneer rental vehicle and ran 44 seconds. So can Finnegan beat the rental Wagoneer? Seconds. Finnegan has beat the Wagoneer. But now he's going to be faster because he'll be coming in hotter and he's learned the track. That was faster. He went 40.53. .41. You just keep going faster and faster.
Woo! I think my car is a little warm. That was amazing.
You beat the rental Wagoneer.
Nice. I'm smoking a little bit.
Yeah, it's overheating. 36.41.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll say this though.
First gear was easier to control than second gear. Second gear is gonna be way faster if you can make it work.
My shifter basically doesn't work, so I get what I get.
Okay.
Yeah, that was cool though. It was fun to watch.
I can't wait for you to experience this. This is so much fun, dude. There we go. That's the fast part of this track right here. You can get after it right there. All right, Dave, blaze the donut. Oh man, he is greasing this thing. Look at this. Such artistry. Woo, 37.56. He is within 1 second of my best time. Oh, he's carrying some speed now. You can tell he cares. He's definitely not hanging it out like I would expect him to during qualifying here. Boom.
I think I was slower than Finn by a lot. Whew. That had to be slower than you.
You greased the donut, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely greased it. And you could tell you were trying because you were not hanging it out like I expected you to. Lap number 3, though, 38.
Yeah, so you were quicker.
Just a little bit, you know, like 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so given the standings here, this means that I have the option of picking inside or outside for turn number 1, which probably doesn't matter much. But I'm gonna go inside anyway.
You're gonna go inside, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I clearly underdrove the situation. Could have been faster probably if I was sliding more. I would say that I was just trying to keep it stuck, but the truth is, I was just trying to keep from spinning out. I'm waiting for Finnegan to line up next to me. I'm also waiting for Eric to load 2 pounds of powder in his homemade cannon. Our start signal is gonna be cannon. Now I gotta officially disclaim this and say, do not do this at home, but you're gonna need to watch it on RoadKill. This is gonna be violent.
I blew it. I meant outside, because then that gets me to the inside of that corner down there.
That's correct.
You know what that means? I'm just gonna have to go straight.
That's cheating.
Finnegan and I also agreed on a donut rule where whoever is out front has to complete the donut, but anybody who's behind has the option to skip the donut and cut ahead.
I see the fuse lighting. They're already bumping. They're already bumping. Oh my goodness. It's hard to see. I'm having to slow down a lot because I can't see. Oh, I can't see. I'm gonna follow him. Why not? I know I have the option, but I'm just gonna follow him. Oh, I'm getting roasted and I can't see nothing. Oh, nice little.
And now I'm ahead of him because of the donut rule.
Oh, this is some great racing. Oh no. Oh no, my motor shut off. I stalled it. Come on, baby. I gotta catch up. Oh no. I had it.
He spun right there, I can tell.
Oh my God. I can't see. Oh, I had him and I spun it out. That was fun. You want to do it again?
After I breathed for a minute, I spun and you got around me, right?
Yep.
And then I got around you on the donut rule.
Down here, you went wide. I ducked in and passed you.
Yeah.
But then I spun out right at the end.
I saw the cones everywhere. Finnegan's gonna win by me being old because I'm out of breath.
I think my motor's so melty and unhappy.
Well, he beat me in 4, but I beat him in 3.
Oh my God, that was fun. I actually like being in second place. Your whole strategy has to change. I just need to be able to see him through this dirt cloud so that when he gets to the donut and he has to go around it, I can time it to go around him without getting hit.
Yeah. When you're ahead of me, somehow it's actually easier to drive.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, being up front and having no mirrors, you're like, I got to go as fast as I can so I can widen the gap so that when I go around the donut, he doesn't beat me around the outside.
Right,
you know? I think people can go out and buy cars like this from any racing series and then just go out in the middle of nowhere with a permit, dig a dirt track, and I think for 10 grand, you and your buddies could have 2 cars and just the rest of the day.
Buy a dirt track car for cheap and get out there and find a buddy with some acreage and a cannon and have yourself a blast. Here's something that I've been thinking about a lot over the past year or so, and that is if you really want to be a guy hooning muscle cars on dirt, there is no better training than being a dirt oval track racer. And I've never been into it, and I don't really understand the technology of it, but this episode hooked me, man. There is nothing more fun. And like Finnegan wrapped up at the end of the show, this is like a great dirt cheap way to have fun. Buy a couple of old dirt track cars, build a track, I guarantee that you will dig it, and we've got the bug, so you just might see more of this on an upcoming episode of Roadkill.
This is a special collector's edition of Roadkill. Save it, kids. We didn't fail this time.
This time on Roadkill, we are going to take a 73 Suburban that we've never driven and use it to haul a 55 Chevy body 1,100 miles to Jim Meyer Racing in Oregon to build Finnegan's dream car.
California thinks we own a 55 Chevy.
This is the, it's legal as far as you know, state of California?
Yeah, California says you own a car.
Is this a street?
Yeah, this is nice. He supposedly has like 30 cars here. I don't know where he's going to fit those in a
30?
In a track.
This must be the guy.
Yep, that's him.
This door's still full of water.
They'll teach us to wash the car.
Here it's sloshing.
Hey, Don.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
I'm David.
It's been months, but I'm ready to pick up the car.
Car's around back, waiting for you.
Cool.
Let's check it out.
I've been searching for a 1955 Chevy Bel Air off and on since I was a teenager when I first saw the movie Two-Lane Blacktop. I bought this car 4 months ago, sight unseen, and I'm really fired up to finally see this thing in person. The roof's good, the quarters are...
Quarter, not so much.
Yeah, the quarters need a little help.
Oh yeah, trunk's nice. It's perfect for what we're doing.
It'll make a great race car.
Yep. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be perfect. Whoa! We're gonna take this up to Oregon and actually plop the body on a brand new chassis up there at Jim Meyer Racing, make a gasser out of it like that. And what's really cool about it is that we're gonna put a Chrysler 426 Hemi in this car, and we have it in the back of the Suburban. It's like gasser kit all right here with us. Whoa, what? You okay?
Yeah, okay. We're about to leave Hemet, home of Don Edwards, the guy who sold me the 55 Chevy. And it's all strapped down, or at least as well as we could strap it down. So now we're gonna drive 1,000 miles up to Oregon.
Is it that far?
Yeah, 1,100 actually.
That's not good. Is the Suburban gonna make it? we better find out.
Let's go. Better start now while it's still daylight.
You drive.
All right. I've only seen 2 55 Chevys with Hemis in them in my life.
I've only seen them with Chrysler early Hemis in them. I've never seen a 426.
Yeah, both the cars I'm talking about.
Did you bring the stack injection?
Yep.
You gotta be real careful not to smash that box.
Yeah. Am I going the right way?
Sure. Am I supposed to be directing?
I think so. And there's an ostrich. Holy crap. I've never seen an ostrich in real life.
You never have?
I kind of want to stop and go look at the ostrich.
Make some ostrich McNuggets?
Oh my God. Look, buffalo. Wait, is that those are buffalo. Holy crap.
You're right. Have you ever seen one in real life?
I've never seen that or an ostrich in real life. I thought we killed almost all of these.
We tried.
Best day of work ever.
55 Chevy, 426 Hemi, ostrich, buffalo.
Yeah, best day of work ever.
Doesn't usually happen.
No.
The first stop we're gonna make is at Rod's West in Ridgecrest, California, because we've got to pick up some cool wheels that we're gonna put on the front of the car.
It's a place that's owned by Don Walden. He's been here for decades, and where we're standing at one point was covered by nothing but mag wheels. He buys and sells them and refurbishes them, and so there's a pallet of them there, and back over here there's a wheel graveyard of a bunch of rare wheels, and now he's become the Willys king. He's got a bunch of Willys parts here. He builds gassers pretty much for everybody that wants one.
But there's also Austins and Angles and all sorts of
There's Henry J's, Austins, Tim's.
This is amazing. Stop talking so I can go look.
Yeah. People would lose their mind if you gathered all this up and went to the Pomona swap meet with it. Oh my God. Died and gone to heaven. Just want to take it all with me. Don is hooking us up with a modern interpretation of the old school Anson Sprint wheels, which will look perfect on the front end of our 55 Chevy.
When I first built the wheels, I had the wheels done, I gave the option to the guys about putting the valve stem on the back side.
Yeah.
Because the wheel was originally a sprint car wheel and it would go either way.
They flip them.
Right. Drag race guys wanted this side, then the sprint car guys wanted the other side. So you see the wheel with the valve stem on the opposite side.
That's going to look killer on the front of that thing.
Okay. You have to talk him out of putting smoothie steelies on the back. They're the kind with no hubcap bumps.
No, he's got to have the other one.
Told you.
Yeah.
Visiting Rod's West here was just completely amazing. I could easily spend a full weekend rifling around here. I love taking pictures of all the old things that are sitting around, but unfortunately we need to hit it. We burned so much time that we're gonna have to cannonball in the dark. How long do you want to drive, Finnegan? Like 2 in the morning?
Till we're there.
Till we're there, because we got to get to Oregon post haste. Let's hit it. The Macho Grande has been doing excellent so far, but it does need some routine maintenance. Spark plug wire kept falling off, and it only runs 7/8 as well as it should on 7 cylinders.
We're gonna save that plug wire we took off because it's still good, and we're gonna put it right here with our spare dipstick in the fender where it belongs.
Yep, with the old man rag, maybe a couple wigs stuffed in there for quieting it down.
It's a good hiding spot.
Yeah, that's not short. All right.
We can just run that way around the motor and come back twice.
If you wrap this around this a couple times, I'm thinking that it might magnetize the inlet and give us better fuel mileage.
Lines up all the molecules.
Right.
We're gonna get at least 6 miles to the gallon now.
Pour fluid in, let's go.
Found a blown fuse for the accessory circuit, which
Twice.
is why all the lights just turned off. So we replaced the fuse with one we found in a glove box, one of many, which tells us this has happened before. So now we're actually going to try and troubleshoot why it's happening.
Yeah, the used car forensics tells you that when there's 4 packs of 20 amp fuses in the glove box, there's a frequent issue, for sure.
I can't say for certain who wired it, but whoever they are should be kicked in the nuts, drug out in the street, and shot, because there's about 9 splices to connect this much wire. So we just hacked a bunch of it out, taped up what we could. I don't know if that's going to fix it, but we'll put another fuse in and see how far we can get this time.
What time is it, and how many hours do we have until Oregon?
We need to be there Friday. Today's Wednesday.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Still got lights. Well, we just made a nice loop in and out of the parking lot and blew the lights again. For some reason, when we're moving, it blows lights, and when we're parked, it doesn't. So something is pinching somewhere, and by unplugging the trailer, we'll isolate it, whether it's in the trailer or in the truck. I was right. It turned out that the stock wiring harness was like jiggling in a little clip on the frame, and I was able to crawl into the car and I saw it sparking, and I just wrapped it with some electrical tape and we're done. Now we're gonna hit the road to Bishop.
Yesterday we got our new project car, 55 Chevy. Didn't get very far down the road because some electrical gremlins with our tow vehicle, the Suburban, but after rewiring it on the side of the road at midnight, she's dialed.
And now we're in Bishop, which is one of my favorite little towns, and a local told me where he thinks there's an abandoned 50s truck out in the desert, so we're gonna go check that out before we hit the road. There's a lot of trash in the desert here, like old trash.
I'm betting we find something good out here. There's a barrel. There's a gas tank right there, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're getting warm?
Yeah.
I hope that's not it.
Oh, hell. That might have been a truck.
That used to be a truck cab.
Is that a fender?
That guy obviously had greater appreciation of our skills than we do.
Wait. What did he tell you was out here?
He said it was an old round pickup truck, and that is an old round pickup truck. Look at it, it's destroyed.
There ain't a round surface left on that thing.
I see a fender, or no.
Oh my God.
Okay, there's good news and bad news here. The good news is I have complete confidence that we could get that home on the back of the trailer. The bad news is there's absolutely no reason to. Oregon bound. Long grade, old truck. We put a new radiator in the Macho Grande before we even left, but it was no match for this big long grade at wide open trying to get out of Bishop. And so we overheated, and overheated pretty bad. We've been worse though. I think we'll be good. Is it walkable down to the water place?
Couple miles. Every road trip, the hood comes off.
I know. Let's strap the hood to the roof.
That would fix this. All right, I'll walk down the hill. Gotta get a raise for this. Oh, thank God. That was the easy part. Carrying this up that hill is gonna suck. Suddenly I have to pee. There could have been a bigger spout on here. Just saying. Up the hill. Well, somehow this is Freiberger's fault. I can't pinpoint how or why, given that he was pretty much in a coma in the passenger seat when I drove us up this hill too fast. But after hiking all the way down the hill to get the water and to come all the way back up, I've decided it's definitely not my fault, it's all his fault. Then if that's not enough water, he's hiking down the damn hill to get the rest of it.
How much oil should be in the water? I know how we can do a roadkill and never boil over once.
Don't leave home?
Get a Volkswagen. What bugs me is we actually were proactive about it this time and put in a radiator. New one. Not even record. That's amazing it still has that much pressure after this long.
Well, it just means the freeze plugs are still in there. It's good news.
This reminds me of the Alaska trip. This reminds me of the Jaguar trip. This reminds me of...
Buick.
This reminds me of...
Told you, deja vu. This is every trip.
Yeah.
Any minute now, we'll cut to a clip of us driving with the hood off this thing.
One time, I had a friend, Tony, who his 340 Duster did this, and he like leaned way back and got the cap off, and nothing happened. He goes like this, right in the face, like melted, literally, skin was hanging off of him. It was pretty bad. So go ahead and pop that. Ah!
At least I didn't scream. You put the water in. Cap it off, let's go, before something bad happens.
Our tow rig is a 73 GMC Suburban, and the guy I bought it from swore that it has 340,000 miles on it, and it doesn't really seem like it. It runs pretty good. It's got a 454 and a turbo 400 automatic. We put some brand new Mickey Thompsons on it, but the thing is, I paid $1,500 for this thing. It sat for a year, and we never drove it until the day we put the tires on it and left for this trip. Our route here is the 395 North in California, which takes us all the way up to Reno. It's a great drive, lots and lots of wilderness and neat little towns. This is Mono Lake, which is actually a salt lake. It's actually the same place we drove when we took that El Camino trip a few episodes back. Our overheating problem fixed itself once it stopped being 100+ degrees outside, and once we stopped trying to full throttle it up big steep hills. We're in the Reno Sparks area now, and we were so close that we thought that we would come here and visit the scene of the crime at Summit Racing, where we did our engine swap on the El Camino a couple episodes ago. You think there's still a big stain on the parking lot? That's what I want to know.
These people care too much about their facility. I bet they street sweeped it.
Let's find out. I spent a year in this parking lot one day. Wow. You'd never know we were here.
No, it's right there. They did a better job cleaning it than we did.
Yeah, I scrubbed it, but wow, impressive. Summit Racing on the ball.
Oh, that was fun.
Okay.
Let's go get dinner.
Let's.
We are in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Got up this morning, got pulled over by the cops, and now I'm waiting on Freiberger to answer some emails because he's kind of a big deal on the internet, and we're gonna head to Lincoln City hopefully today. So you'll note that the car is running, and we've been getting about 6.5 miles to the gallon so far in this trip. That's not helping our cause. I can't turn the car off right now. It's custom. Oh, here we go. Idling down. Come on, baby, stall. Okay, throttle's backed all the way out. It doesn't want to stall. In gear. And it won't die. I'm gonna have to reach in there and disconnect the power wire to the distributor. We'll just have to do that everywhere we go now. All right, we got a full tank of gas, a radiator with water in it.
That's amazing.
Under 300 miles to go, and it's still daylight out. You were supposed to turn on the 39.
Okay, where was that?
Back there at that sign that said 39.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna turn around again.
Fantastic navigating, Mike Finnegan.
I told you what to do, you just didn't do it.
You know I can't remember anything for more than 3 seconds. I have the attention span of a gnat.
We were 0.3 of a mile from the turn when I gave you the directions.
I know, I told you. Gnat. It's really cool to be here in Oregon instead of in the desert, which is where we normally do our road kills. Right now we're heading sort of northeast across the state, and we're headed towards Lincoln City, which is right on the ocean.
Yesterday we got within 60 miles of Lincoln City, stopped for the night, and when we parked the Suburban, it was running really good. This morning we fired it up, started heading for Jim Meyer Racing, and the engine just started clattering really bad. So we pulled over and checked the oil, and there wasn't any oil in there. I don't know where the oil went. But the camshaft and the lifters are not happy about our severe lack of lubrication, so Freiberger's putting some more in, and now we're hoping that we don't flatten the cam lobes before we get to our destination.
Why was it perfectly fine last night when we stopped? That's what I don't get.
Maybe guys that don't like your critique of the Lamborghini drained the oil out last night.
Maybe guys who don't like your goatee. Maybe. That could happen.
Oh, we're almost 15 miles away. We are so close.
Are you excited?
Dude, I'm about to piss myself.
Please don't. Truly the greatest thing about this project is by the end of today, it's going to look like a car. It's not just going to fester around forever hoping that it's cool.
Ask me how close we are.
How close are we?
1.8 miles to paradise.
Let's stop for breakfast. I'm hungry.
I'll push you out the car door and keep driving.
Jim Meyer Racing is like a gearhead paradise right near the cool tourist area of Lincoln City. He's got this great shop tucked away in the woods. He's been here like 25 years just doing cool gearhead stuff. He's got old motocross bikes, weird old hot rods, but the main thing that they do here is they make complete rolling chassis that you can just slap under your car. I've heard of this place forever and seen their ads and stuff, but it's always cool to show up and find out that it's a real place with real, genuine hot rodders.
The better you can get the car to start out with, of course, the better your build's going to be and the less expensive it's going to be. But, you know, for even the dents and the quarter panel the way it is, it's not going to take much to put this thing back together.
We've got about, I don't know, 24 hours before we've got to hit the road, so we should probably get to work and throw this thing together.
Yeah, we'll get a plan going here. I got 5 guys here today, so I don't think we'll have any problem getting this thing going on.
Oh man, that's nice. Wow. That's way too good for you.
I really don't deserve this. It's better than I imagined it. I mean, I've been drooling over a photo that big on the website for a year now. Way better in person. Amazing welds. The construction's really nice. These guys don't mess around.
We're gonna roll the chassis out and back the trailer all the way in and try and get it straight onto the lift. So far, it's like happening really fast. Got the body off the dolly on the lift, and now what we're doing is trying to center it over the chassis and eyeball what's going to happen with the rear tire fitment so that we can cut out the quarter panels.
I've been looking forward to going to Jim Meyer Racing's place for a long time because these guys know what they're doing. They've been building hot rods forever. Just being around mills and lathes and plasma cutters, that just makes me warm and fuzzy inside, so it's awesome to be here.
In a traditional gasser style car, the rear quarter panels on a 55 Chevy have to get radius cut so that the 30-inch slicks will fit, and then they stick out just a hair, which is part of the reason why the cut is so tall, so that when you drive the thing down the road, if you hit a bump and the suspension compresses, the tire has room to go up without damaging the body. That is awesome. I love the sidewall on that tire.
Looks like a truck tire.
Yeah. We've already cut that side out, made a template of it. Now we're going to transfer it to this side, cut this side out.
We really wanted to mock up the Hemi and the transmission and the chassis, but we ran into a couple problems that prevented that. So here we're just going to mock it up so it sticks to the car on the way home on the trailer.
We're so close.
Break out the intake manifold.
Yes.
This is the key to the look of this car. I have had this Enderley mechanical fuel injection setup on my shelf forever. And when I knew we were gonna build the car, I knew I had to give it to Finnegan. This thing looks right.
And I didn't get socks this year. Woohoo!
The car turned out exactly the way I've always envisioned. It's cool that we took just a bare body on a trailer and showed up here, plopped it on a chassis, sort of threw a Hemi into the thing, and made it look like a complete radical gasser in a matter of hours.
I made it sleep in the car tonight. I can already see myself at the Dragster. This is the best day at work ever.
Once again, this might actually be. I gotta agree with you.
The ultimate goal for this build is to have a kick-ass gasser that runs low tens and hopefully does wheelies. And I want the car to look a lot like the 2-lane blacktop 55 Chevy, except my car's gonna have a Hemi in it just to piss off Chevy guys.
This is gonna motivate us. We gotta get this thing done. And when we do, guaranteed that's the ultimate roadkill episode. We've had a lot of fun, but this might be the most enjoyable roadkill yet, just because it was a great drive. I love the Macho Grande, and we made an incredible car.
A lot of success. Very few breakdowns that were speed bumps. So, yeah.
We're pretty sure it'll be much worse and more violent on the next episode of Roadkill.
Word. I froze my nuts off in this parking lot.
Maybe you can find them and put them back on.
I know, right?
You do the speech. Go for it. Spit it
you're
out.
doing great, actually.
No, be funny.
You're doing great. I'm number 2.
Still rolling? We completely failed again?
Get the front tires mounted on the wheels. Cut the firewall and get the body bolted down.
I don't know, because I won't be there, right?
You're gonna punk out and leave early?
Thank you.
That didn't fit right. Look, you got lice now.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Whoa, 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 dude. Dude. Careful, all right?
Oops. This time on Roadkill, we flew all the way to Pittsburgh to visit our buddy Jeff Lutz, buy this Monza, and cram 5 leaf blowers under the hatch.
What a dumbass idea that was. Let's go. Going land speed racing, and we need a car to do that, but we're not going to shop Craigslist this time. We're heading to Steeltown Motors in Youngstown, Ohio, where they've got a bunch of muscle cars for us to check out. Figures we finally get to the East Coast and it's raining the day we get here.
They have good stuff for cheap, though.
Well, they have cheap stuff. I don't know how good it is.
It's good enough for us.
This must be Matt.
Matt, nice to meet you, bud.
Good to meet you.
I'm Freiberger.
Nice to meet you, Freiberger. I got the 78 Monza for sale. It's got the original small block in it, original 4-speed, or the V8. It was actually built here in Lordstown, 5 miles away.
Does it do good burnouts?
Yeah, real good.
That's critical.
Has it got positive?
Yes.
Really? Let's get donuts then.
4-speed
it'll be
and
donuts.
Fuzzy.
It's cool. Yeah, check it out. 4-speed's unique.
This won't work at all. It's got 2 seat belts.
Oh, yeah.
We never
can't
had 2
have
seat belts.
Dude, this is way too good for us.
Yeah, this already works. What do you want for this?
I'd take $3 grand for it.
$3 grand? I like this. What's the story with the Mustang?
This is a 73 Mustang 351. It's a 4-speed car also.
That's
How much is this one?
You'd probably sell it for around 15.
All right, next car. Oh my goodness.
That is cool. Look at the fast boat deal. I love it. Side pipes are genius.
Wow.
Oh, and it's a Roadster. Wow. What year is it?
69.
I went to my high school prom in one of these. Didn't get laid, but it was still fun. Should I even ask how much this is?
15, 16 grand.
Okay,
Wow.
what's next?
Let's get this. No, what are you thinking?
This one's even more rare. It's a 69 original Trans Am.
Wait, this is a
It's a real Trans Am. One of 600.
698.
Van Halen jumped with David Lee Roth.
So you want this one, that's what you're saying. I'm not asking, we can't afford this at all.
No.
I think the Monza is the winner then.
Yeah. I like the Monza though.
Yeah.
The Monza's as good as this if you squint.
So let's test drive the Monza.
Okay. Kiss your tires goodbye. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did. I don't think there's a return spring on the throttle. Wow,
Try putting it in
clutch,
gear.
No, I'm in gear. The clutch comes all the way out before it engages. Look at that. All right.
That means
Still
it's
hasn't engaged.
shot.
Still hasn't engaged.
Wow.
There we go. We may need a clutch, dude. Oh, dude, she spins good.
In the rain. This is way too good for us.
It's very sticky though. Like,
well, yeah, there's literal mold on stuff. Look at the interiors falling apart a little bit. This thing's bitching.
I like this. This is easily the coolest selling car we've had on RoadKill before.
$6 grand! Dude, this thing is money! I want to drive.
Yeah, you want to barely pull over, you drive it.
Seatbelts don't retract.
Why are you swerving? Why are you swerving? All right, let's go buy this thing.
We have to buy it now because we almost destroyed your tires and almost guardrailed that side of it.
It's like that on dry pavement too. Car's fun.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, well, let's.
All right,
come on.
Pony up.
I have money. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you very much.
That means we can do donuts now.
What are you doing?
Dead battery or neutral safety switch or something.
You notice this happened right after we gave him the
Did that
cash.
price come with a battery or no?
You gotta be kidding me.
You know what? It hasn't been either 5 minutes or 50 feet. Oh, there you go. Check that out. Is this a sign of what's to come?
No.
I've been wanting to do a Monza land speed car for a while because these are actually pretty aerodynamic. I know some guys at El Mirage and Bonneville who run these things that are really fast, and this one won't be, but it's good.
The graceful exit.
We still had a couple days until we had to race at the Ohio Mile, so we decided to run over to Pennsylvania and visit our buddy Jeff Lutz, who has a race shop and a chassis dyno, so that we could find out how much power we were going to make.
I think you can go right in the door.
Oh,
nice.
We're here to class the joint up for you.
How you doing?
What's happening?
Nice car, buddy. Nice. This is it, huh?
It's actually not that bad.
Man, that is a clean looking car. Yeah. Little Bondo on the hood.
Meanwhile, this is far more important over here.
We just built that. Gear vendor, Rossler.
Spread port heads, huh? Does
Wow.
this make like 2,500?
About 35.
35?
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Jeff Lutz is a Hot Rod Drag Week veteran, and his shop, Lutz Race Cars, routinely builds hot rods that have more than 2,500 horsepower. Lutz's son, Jeffrey, is building an '89 Honda Civic rear-wheel drive and has a twin-turboed small block under the hood. Jeff's other ride is a legit pro mod car, a yellow Camaro that packs almost 4,000 horsepower under the hood and runs deep into 5-second territory.
Want to trade?
We make a good deal.
No.
Should we put it on the dyno? and
Absolutely. Let's
See
get a
how
baseline.
bad it is?
You should take it for a spin. It's fun.
Yeah, well, I got to turn it around anyways.
Yeah,
Go for
yeah.
it.
How do I get the feeling he's done this 100 times?
Yep.
Second gear, go. Made 144 to the wheels.
And 215 pound-feet, but you saw 15 to 1.
It was over 14 and it climbed all the way to 15.
Well, that explains the misfire. It's got a burn spark plug wire, it runs way too lean, and it has a ton of blow-by. We can't do anything about the blow-by, but we're gonna see if we can tune it up a little bit and make it run right and get a real number. We took the Quadrajet off the Monza. We borrowed a Carb Shop 650 double pumper here. Up, stop. This thing has a hydraulic flat tab cam in it, and you're supposed to have about a quarter turn of preload on the push rod, and it had none. They were just sort of dangling in the breeze. This thing only has a 305 in it, but 144 horsepower to the wheel sucked. We also gutted the interior, found some drug paraphernalia, and spray painted the hood with some help from Lutz's son Jeffrey. And then it was time to hit the dyno once again.
He's a beast. 193 to the wheels with a 305 that smokes like a banshee.
Perfect. Yeah. Dude, we picked up like 49 rear wheel horsepower.
This is like a whole new car.
With no timing light and no jets. It made 193 to the wheels and 231 for torque. We need 200.
I know how we can get 200.
Morning.
We brought the horsepower. 700 CFM.
Each.
Wow.
And there's
we got 4.
Oh, we got one more.
Oh no, we got 5.
5.
We bought every one they had.
Wow.
$1,600 worth of horsepower right there. 2 years ago, I saw some guys on YouTube supercharging a Chevy S10 with a leaf blower. And I thought, well, if one leaf blower is good, then 2's better. So I bought 2, and we supercharged a small block in a Corvette and actually made horsepower. So I figure 5's gonna be even better, right? We should be able to make 4 or 5 pounds of boost and maybe 270 to the wheels of our little Monza here.
We know this is going to work from past experience, but we're dying to do something. So we're gonna rig 2 of them here on the table, wire them together right like that with some duct tape, which is gonna be brilliant, and test the theory. There we go. Yeah. Down low, it's much bigger.
It felt good. When we hit it, it didn't do the when it took off. So do you want to mock up PVC for more, or just go right to let's install all 5 in the trunk?
Might as well get them in the trunk.
I'm all in on this deal. Let's just put them all in.
Let's just do it. It's not like it's not gonna work. Our goal yesterday was to make 200 horsepower to the tire, and we just did it. We took out the rear seat so that we'll have room for 5 blowers here staggered. We're gonna go 3 and then 2, make brackets to hold them down, and we are gonna have to make a firewall between the blowers and the passenger compartment because there's gasoline in them, so it's like a fuel cell. And then we're gonna have to make a discharge tube that connects all of those blowers together and runs up the middle of the car and somehow gets through the firewall to connect to the carburetor hat.
Fire. Big fire.
Oh yeah, that's good. Sparks caught his flame-proofing on fire because his flame-proofing was cardboard. And
Pizza box.
Then the cardboard caught the carpet on fire.
You want to stand by with the fire extinguisher?
It is truly the first time on Roadkill we've used a fire extinguisher. We have needed one, but this is the first actual use. Looking good.
Hey, you got your extinguisher?
Yeah.
Ah, sorry.
Ah. Sorry about that. You okay?
That doesn't taste good.
Is it in your eye?
It's in my mouth.
Oh, it tastes nasty just floating around. What is it?
All right, you got me back for the snowball, all right?
I did not do it on purpose. While Finnegan and I were trying to burn the shop down, Lutz fabricated the whole discharge tubes for the blowers. Finally, we were getting closer to finding out what these blowers were gonna do. We're running 3 leaf blowers right now. So this is the moment to find out if this is all gonna make it. We're worried that all of this tubing might actually reduce the flow to the point that it's only gonna run as well as it did with the 2 when we tested them up here. Y'all got your choke off?
I can feel something happening in here. And it's good.
Yeah! Here we go. Moving it. Nope. It made 197, but all the fluids are cold. The oil, the transmission, the rear end, so we're hoping that's where our 5 horsepower went.
I was down one leaf blower.
So that one's junk?
Well, we're gonna dissect it.
Oh yes, hashed. For some reason, all these superchargers are just not making the power. But finally, Lutz figured out the problem. We tried to fire up all 3 of these leaf blowers at the same time, and we would get 2 of them running, and they would make so much pressure in the pipe that they would actually be motoring the 3rd one backwards. And so not only does that mean that that motor is not making boost, it also means it's a boost leak because the pressure is coming out through it. Here's what we did. This valve right here is a ball valve, which right now is completely open. So we can fire up all of the motors and it'll just blow all of the boost out that hole. We're gonna then rev the engine up to about 3,500 RPM when the engine's consuming some air and slam that shut, at which point all the boost will go to the engine, but it'll be able to take it at that point because the engine's consuming air. On our last pass of the day, even with the blow-off valve, we managed to bring the torque up quite a bit, but the horsepower remained the same. At this point, there was only one answer: more boost. It's Friday and we planned to drive away to go to Ohio to the races today, but we showed up this morning and Lutz has this buddy who had a perfectly good 350 Chevy and he was sick of the 305 smoking and puking oil all over the floor, so they got the motor half out before we even got here. So I guess we're doing an engine swap because we weren't far enough behind.
We're finishing up the installation of blower number 4, blower number 5. Right now I'm welding together an exhaust system using the stock mufflers so we can vent it through the bottom of the car so we don't suffocate.
Which is new for us.
Blowers 1 and 2 through one pipe, and blowers 3, 4, and 5 through another pipe. And if you notice, we have cross flow happening here. They're exiting at an angle, so that's gonna scavenge one side from the other. We're boosting our power here.
Ah, the look of horsepower. All our 5 leaf blowers work. Now if we had an engine, we'd be somebody.
A serious boost.
I don't know if it's serious boost, it's serious wind.
Wind anyways, yes.
It blows about like a F3 Pro Charger at idle.
It blows.
It blows. It's going to be first fire on our new 350 small block. It clearly needs a little bit more ignition advance. We've got it running well enough to make a back-to-back comparison between the 350 and the 305. And the bigger motor, naturally aspirated, made the best power that we'd seen yet. 207 horsepower to the wheels. We're where we were at with the leaf blowers on the 305.
Right now.
The internet says this doesn't work. Go check. You can find out.
Oh my God, dude. 284 pound-feet of torque.
We've owned this Monza for 3 days. We spent 1 day doing ridiculous burnouts in the rain and 2 days wrenching, dyno testing, and thrashing on this thing. And finally, we're on our way to race it at the Ohio Mile in Wilmington. It is 8:15.
What time are we supposed to be there?
Now. And
we're right on time.
4 hours to go.
The gauge says 55, but I think we're going 67 or 70.
We're going 72.
The gauge is way off. The fact that we have a gauge of any sort is amazing. I think it's got a driveline vibration, the engine's shaking because it's running too fat, and the tires are out of balance.
So it's fine.
So when you combo that all together, we're kind of doing the Cabbage Patch as we go down the road right now.
The whole point of this episode was to come here to the Ohio Mile, which is in Wilmington, Ohio at the Air Park, and it's an event run by the East Coast Timing Association. Cars start from a standstill and they accelerate all the way through the mile, and at the end there is a 132-foot timing trap with a beam here and a beam here 132 feet apart, and the mile-an-hour number that you get is your average across that distance. One of the cool things at these events is you see all kinds of cars. There's tons of street rods, there's streamliners, there's roadsters, there's late model cars, and there's a Monza with 5 leaf blowers on it. We're dying to make passes, but we had to go through the registration process, which involved tech inspection.
Now, the duct tape actually holds it?
They passed us through tech, although there's some things that we need to do, just little stuff, zip tying here and there, that they want us to pull the radio out of the dash. They don't want the radio flying at us. The class we're gonna run is C, which is the engine designation, and then we're gonna run blown, because clearly we're supercharged, and gas, and we're gonna run in altered as our body class. What we're gonna do is tape this all off, and it actually makes the car more aerodynamic. They had a record number of cars here, and the line was huge. But the good news about it is that the Monza was clearly the biggest freak show in the whole place. People could not stop checking out our genius supercharger installation.
I feel great. 5 leaf blowers in the trunk, and I've never done this before. What could go wrong?
Not bad for an utter pile of garbage.
Yeah! Best day of work ever, right here. Holy crap.
That's awesome.
Let's roll.
And they're yelling at him, they're gonna throw him out because he broke out of his license.
Didn't I say like 125 plus or minus 5? Isn't that kind of what I said?
Never heard the plus or minus.
Well, plus or minus, yeah, the plus or minus is a little confusing. I know it's tough.
Leniency
plus or minus, it's a complicated task.
Finnegan had to get yelled at by my buddy Keith Turk, who runs the East Coast Timing Association, because Finnegan was only supposed to run 125 miles an hour on his rookie path.
130! We're gonna get a license, baby! 135!
The next time Finnegan ran, he actually went 125 miles an hour to get his license, and then we moved on back to testing. We came back the next day and it was raining. We knew we weren't going to get a whole lot of runs in, so this was not going to be science. But we did stab Finnegan in the car without the leaf blowers running, and he went 137.15 miles an hour. And then we put Jeff Lutz in the car, and he bang shifted the Monza and ran 139.84. So we picked up 2.5 miles an hour with the leaf blowers. Was that worth $1,600? No. I'll say it, we proved that leaf blowers work. On the chassis dyno anyway. We saw these things pick up 20 horsepower at the wheels and a little bit more than that in torque. It's all about the airflow, it works. But in the standing mile, we only saw maybe 1 mile an hour, 2 mile an hour gain. And that's because we spent so much time at high RPM where the leaf blowers are less efficient because they can't move as much air as the engine is consuming. But in the end, we've got one thing to show for this, and that is the only Monza on earth that you can use for drying the track. On this episode of RoadKill, we flew to Pittsburgh because we were tired of sun, and we bought this Monza, and we stuffed 5 leaf blowers in it at our blah, blah. Why don't you do one? Boosted.
Yeah. On this episode of RoadKill, we prove the internet is right. Leaf blowers don't make boost.
I don't think you want to give that away.
Oh, no?
Do you? Why would you watch the rest of the show?
On this episode of RoadKill, we stick 5 leaf blowers in a Monza for no good reason. On this episode of RoadKill, we're going to rebuild a 68 Charger with used motorhome parts.
It's yet another episode where we're gonna dig out one of my old cars that's been sitting around forever and do something with it. This time, it's a 68 Dodge Charger that I think I bought about 5 years ago. And actually, I didn't even buy it. I traded it for a set of cylinder heads. Just go ahead and pull the wire.
That's the anti-theft system there.
Wow. Last time I was here, these weeds were not there. It's been a while.
We're gonna burn half the morning just getting to the Charger.
It's better than it looks, but it has nothing in it other than a rolling chassis. Meaning no engine, no transmission, no drive shaft, no wiring, no brakes, nothing. That is disgusting. Check that out.
We have to get it out because if we move this and it breaks open in the car.
Do you see what this is?
It's like movie parts.
This is a movie F-bomb fender from Fast and Furious. Check it out. They wrecked like 5 of these cars for the 30 seconds that thing was in the movie.
So we moved Freiberger's crappy Jeep. We need to move Freiberger's crappy Charger, but his crappy trailer has a winch that doesn't have a crappy battery to power it. So we're gonna take his crappy Suburban to an auto parts store to get a battery, to work the winch, to get the Charger out, just so we can get to somebody's driveways, so we can start working on this massive drivetrain swap that he has in mind. In 3 days?
2.5.
Yeah, we're hosed. I have a vision for this car, and I don't think it's exactly what his vision is. My vision is it sailing through the air in a bright orange ball of fire, you know, over a canyon.
You want General Lee?
I want General Lee.
I want the General Mayhem. That's what this is going to be. The General Mayhem.
Mayhem's good.
Yeah.
As long as it's orange with an 01 on it.
No. The first step was to blow all of the rat turds out of the Charger, so we loaded it up on the back of the Macho Grande and dragged it over to the coin-op car wash.
I'd bet $1 that today we're the only ones hauling a 68 Charger behind a Macho Grande through Burbank, California. That makes us winners.
I like the way you've really asked no questions about the condition of the Charger, what might be missing, what I did or didn't order, what the parts vehicle is.
I have really low expectations for this deal.
I'll say this episode will not end without us having it running and driving. How's that? Movie magic.
You did leave yourself a good size out there.
Yes.
Well, it's difficult to see right now, but this car is actually full of critters that want to kill me. So we're gonna hose it out here at the car wash before we even think about working on this piece of crap.
Yuck.
You're gonna get scurvy right now.
Oh, look, here's a whole bag of Corona bottles.
Oh, you're about to get gonorrhea.
Oh, that stinks. Yuck. Oh. Oh.
So glad this isn't my
Oops,
car.
that broke.
Oh, and you broke the bottle. This right here is what makes the Charger cool. Go faster grooves in the doors. Look at that. It just looks like speed happening right there. It's restored now. Wow, you're going all out. Suds and everything.
I think this fender is probably giving you ideas.
Dude, I'm telling you. It's like it already wants to be a General Lee. The car's talking to you right now. Look, orange suds are coming off of this side. It's telling you, it's bleeding orange. It's saying, come on, jump me, jump me. Keep in mind, I've never seen the donor vehicle. Oh wow, this is kind of nice. And it's way too nice to rip apart.
Nobody wants the Dodges. That's the problem, especially a long bed 3/4 ton.
But Mopar people are strange, and they're gonna be mad that you gutted the Mopar, even though it's for a better Mopar.
I couldn't bring myself to tear up that Dodge truck because it was so clean. So the problem was we needed to find something that was a donor with a big block Mopar in it that I was not going to have sentimental attachment to. And then Finnegan surfed Craigslist and came up with the genius idea.
What engine is in this thing?
That was brilliant.
Is it on fire?
I wanted a big block Mopar really badly. And one of the sources for them is old Dodge motorhomes. There's a zillion of them out there. They're dirt cheap. This is a Class A, which means not based on a van. Big ugly, I think it's on an M800 chassis, and it has a 440 and a 727. It's got a battery we can use, maybe some wiring and stuff like that, and it runs good.
We just picked it up, drove it 3 or 4 blocks, and it's already leaking.
I know how to solve that. It's overheating. Let's take the hood off.
Let's take the hood off.
You know it has a cooling problem when it comes with the return jug that they failed to install.
Well, you know, they had good intentions at least.
I didn't know this thing came with landscaping. Check that out.
I'm telling you, dude.
That's like topiary right there.
We've never bought anything this nice.
I'm really surprised the brakes work that well, or at least the front ones do. We got the Brady Bunch Edition shag carpet, nicely discolored and molded. The door does not stay shut, so that sort of flaps in the breeze, and there is this custom rope to hold it shut, but we figure that's not really necessary for our purposes. It's seriously making my eyes burn in here. Ugh, it's so bad. I don't get why it's okay up here. I mean, not good, it's fungus. But from that point back, literally, it burns your eyes and you can't breathe. I wasn't kidding, right?
Get back out.
What is that?
Pot of porgy. We have a super tight timetable to make this swap happen. So immediately after buying the motorhome, we headed straight to my buddies at OC Driveline to trade them the generator out of the motorhome for the drive shaft we need to connect the 440 to the Dodge Charger.
I haven't really checked out the engine yet. Oh, man, it stinks. Yep, this is a Chrysler 440 big block. You can always tell the big blocks from the small blocks because the distributor's in the front, whereas the small block has it in the back. And, ooh, Thermoquad. That is a Carter Thermoquad, the famous carburetor with the plastic body. That's genius. That's gonna run really well in the Charger.
It's time to take the hood off. Roadkill style.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be way more efficient.
And it's attractive.
Next.
Look at that, look at the flow.
Yeah, I think that's good. You know what I'm thinking though, is it burns your eyes so bad in there, we're gonna need some ventilation.
I like what
you're picking up what I'm putting down? Want one on your side? If the engine cover's off, we'll get flow through the grill, across the engine, and out the back.
This was really unnecessary, but fun.
Yeah.
Because I want people to look at my calves while I'm driving.
Here's what I was thinking. Ready? push it in, don't hit it. There you go. Thermal quad.
The only carburetor that punishes you for trying to go full throttle. We try going to the floor.
Nice. There we go. Wow. That's the sound of power.
There we go.
I don't sense quite enough fear in all these people.
No.
I don't think they know.
You mean we need to show them what the Pace Aero is capable of?
I think so. Let me see if I can affix the door.
Isn't there a piece of rope in here?
Okay, let's see. I'm worried this thing's gonna hit a motorcycle of splitting lanes. Here, hold that open. Ah! Wait. Got it. Okay, now I got rope.
You got the screen door. If you believe our temp gauge, this thing is running ice cold. Upon closer inspection, she's puking coolant all over the ground. So I don't believe the gas gauge either, so we put gas in both the main and auxiliary tank, which didn't move the gauge at all. And they both only took 10 gallons. But it's running fine, and I honestly think we're gonna make it. Yeah, that door might be okay.
Whoa! That was awesome.
Yeah, pull over, we'll rip it off completely.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't coming off. It's fine. It's just this.
Ah, it's just the guts. With no tools on hand, we just decided to start ripping the door off, and that only got us so far. I'm a human can opener right now. When all of a sudden, the LA Department of Transportation shows up, and they've got an axe.
There we go. We need to get that off there. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very
State
much.
of California saves us.
That was fun.
We spent all day getting the motor home here, and it's out in the street, but it won't fit down the driveway, and it's too late for us to hack out the sawzalls right now, so we're gonna get to work on the Charger. Let's start right here and work our way back and remove everything we don't need just to get it out of our way.
Starting with the hood. That's
a good idea. You know how they say to make a statue, you start with a big block of stone and chip away everything that isn't a naked woman? We're right now chipping away everything that isn't a badass Charger. Gross. Looks gross in here.
By the time we got back here to actually work on the Charger, it's so late at night we can't make any noise. So we'll pick this up again tomorrow. I am jacking up the back of the car so that I can rip out the gas tank, because that'll probably be the quietest job I can do right now. And since it's 8 a.m. in the morning, the neighbors probably don't want to hear me busting ball joints loose with a hammer and a fork. Or they jumped it. That's some Bo and Luke Duke stuff right there.
Thing I love about RoadKill is we're gonna put nice, shiny aftermarket parts on that crud right there because we don't have time to do any better. And we always go, oh yeah, I'll take it apart and fix it later. I don't.
I never say that. I say you'll never take it apart and fix it later.
I always say that.
There's no brake drums. And there's no springs. There hasn't been anything back here for a really long time. Are you swapping the discs?
Okay. No, I had no clue.
Oh, this is all road-killed. Look at that.
That's gonna put a damper in our schedule.
That just screwed us.
Yeah, completely.
Drink beer? Drink beer and think about it?
At this point, the episode fell to complete disaster, and it was obvious we weren't going to get it done. We had to run off and shoot something else. And so I took the hulk of the Pace Aero motorhome, shoved it back into storage, abandoned the Charger at Rob's house, and walked away for a month and a half before we started working on it again.
You ever considered dusting this car? Just a light little Swiffer right here on the dash so you can see the gauges. You've done an excellent job of keeping your area clean. Did you buy a Supra too?
No.
This isn't even a good Supra.
People always park here and block my spots. I've had vehicles that I've sold that I can't sell because junk is in the way. So we got to move that.
Did this get worse since the last time we were here?
Looks like someone messed with the spare tire.
Let's see if it runs. Whatever that funk was in the back the last time we drove this, that's gone, but I think it's been replaced by spiders and other things I don't want anywhere near me. Just pour a bunch of that on there so it blows up right in my face.
That's good, right?
That's enough. That was all of that. Oh!
I thought I was going to be able to find a junkyard to just take this thing. It turns out we're going to have to pay to have it hauled away, and they won't take it complete. No one around here. So we're going to have to sawzall the whole body off of the motorhome. We ordered a dumpster to throw all the junk in, and then we're going to have the frame hauled away separately.
This is a reciprocating saw, and it's my friend, my good friend. See that? Look at the action on that baby. It's going to turn this into butter right now. Look at that, like butter. In our warped and twisted minds, we decided we'll rent a dumpster, cut the entire thing up by ourselves in one day, and throw it all away. Oh, cool. There's our guy.
All right, perfect. Well, we've given the Supra guy at least half a day to move his junk, so time's up. He's getting blocked in. This is my level of concern.
That was impressive.
Now that we've got the side open, our plan is to cut the whole floor out so that we can just get directly to the engine.
Oh, almost missed.
Good. See? Liberate it.
This should have been a factory option.
Oh! That was close.
I really thought that was coming back.
I did too. All I wanted was a big black Chrysler for my Charger. What a fiasco. This is debacle.
You're setting records right here.
DEFCON 6 here.
We just went in, not even a circle back to the beginning. This was a figure 8 back to the beginning.
But this is a 440. Those other ones are only 400s.
That makes it all worthwhile.
It's all worthwhile.
So I call about the motorhome. So how much is it? $1,200. Okay. I show up. It's a lady and her husband, and I'm driving it around. It runs okay, not great, and I'm trying to bargain with her. And I'm like, hey, you know, 1,200 seems kind of high. How about 1,000? No, I'm pretty firm on 1,200. All right, so I drive it around the block a few times, come back home, shut it off, and it diesels for no joke about 30 seconds straight. And it finally stops, and I go, so you'll take 1,000, huh? She's all, yeah.
And what a deal you got.
Look at it this way. I got an entire house for $1,000. Engine in, out for the first time for the last time.
Oh, you knew that was going to happen.
Why couldn't we get a hoist with childbearing hips? This ain't going to work.
Looking pretty solid to me. There we go.
That's one side.
Yeah, it seems like it's still... Remove it.
Freedom.
Okay. Can you try and bucket that? Too late.
It's done.
Yeah. It was a lot like a recreational vehicle archaeological dig to get the 440 out of this thing, but finally, we liberated the glorious big block Mopar. Best part though is that we found a guy who's gonna take this thing so we don't have to cut it in a million pieces and throw it in the dumpster.
I'll be honest, we had to pay him to take it.
Yeah, but don't care.
And so tomorrow, I'll go get the ramp truck, I'll load the Fury on it, I'll come here, we'll put this in the trunk of the Fury on the ramp truck, return the $400 worth of Sawzall blades, drive the whole mess to the Charger, and then
make a bigger mess there.
Pillage the Fury and the engine for the Charger.
Yep, no, that's perfect.
Everybody got that?
Look at him, already stripping parts.
Ah, the Fury, my old friend. I'm here scavenging parts off the motorhome, and Finnegan just showed up with the Fury.
She's a little overloaded right now, breaking through the floor.
Oh, I know.
So right now what we're gonna do is roll the Fury back a few feet, swing the engine out of the motorhome up into the air and into the trunk of the Fury, and then tow the whole circus over to the Charger, unload everything again. Why do we make things so difficult? No one's ever parked a 440 in the trunk of a Fury on the back of a ramp truck and driven through Burbank.
I'd say start setting it down. What's the worst that could happen?
Put a hole in the fuel cell and fuel everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the world's only rear-motored 73 Fury. There, I solved that problem. It's through.
Not even gonna ask what that was.
Oh, this isn't going anywhere. Probably not coming out either.
The donkey's not going to the junkyard. That's going back in my living room.
We're doing the car dance right now. We had to move the Charger out so that we can get the Fury in so that we can work on it more easily. So it'll be Charger out, Fury in, Charger back in, Charger out, Fury out to the junkyard, Charger back in. Got that? Okay.
I didn't get that at all. What are we doing?
Let her rip.
I think we're bottomed out on the driveway.
We're wedged against the inside of the trunk like we were predicting.
What'd that car ever do to you?
Okay, pushing your way, it's gonna do that. Okay. Yep, slice those two plug wires.
The Fury is gonna donate the transmission, the front accessories, the seats, some of the wiring, maybe the rear brakes, most of its soul. Just, you know, the things we need, the little things.
I thought we honestly were gonna be able to get this whole car running and driving in 3 days, but my 3 days means 6.
I like it when I show up and you're already working. It's like when you come back from the bathroom at a restaurant and the food's already there.
I decided to go ahead and take the engine out separate from the transmission, basically so we don't just bloodbath the driveway.
Oh, that sounds messy. I'm just gonna sit here and watch you work for a while. Makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. Time to relieve the donkey of its duties. Just leave like that for a while. I can't believe that I'm scraping grease off of an engine so we can clean it so that Fabrica can paint it. An engine that came out of a motorhome that we bought for $1,000 that's gonna get stuffed into a Charger that probably cost $1,000, driven once on Roadkill and then stuffed in some back lot later. Like everybody buys a motorhome, they're like, woohoo, travel the country with our family. Then they find out their kids hate them and don't want to spend that much time in a car with them.
Yep.
So the motorhome sits in the driveway and accumulates a total of 38,000 miles over a 30-year span.
So I'm gonna gunk this thing, and they had 3 different things at Pep Boys: original, foamy, and heavy duty gel. So I'm gonna find out which one I like best.
True story, when I was in high school and I didn't know anything about cars, my Camaro leaked a lot of oil. And my Friday night ritual was to take my paycheck, head to the local auto parts store, buy gunk, and clean my engine before going out. That was it. Never fixed the oil leak. I just cleaned it every Friday.
Because roadkill.
Shut it off, dude.
Let this thing dry for a couple of hours, and it actually came out pretty good. I think I like the gel and foamy gunk better than the original. They kind of stick to the thing better, and the heavy duty stuff, you can almost see the grease falling off. Mopar guys are gonna be all over me for not painting it either Hemi orange or Chrysler turquoise. Freshly rebuilt.
Wow, Fonzie, all black, huh?
Yeah. If I had painted it orange, it would have been way worse.
I think you've talked yourself into this.
Yeah.
I think it was a valuable use of our time and resources. You know, it was blue. It couldn't be blue. It's going in a black car. So now it's black.
Now we have to pull the engine out of the Fury and then take the transmission out.
There we go.
Or do that. Torque converter sort of coming out with the motor, but it wanted to. Now, let's decide where this is going to sit for 6 years.
Rob's front lawn.
The transmission in the motorhome had a companion flange on the back of it instead of a slip yoke, so we couldn't use it. So that's why we're using this transmission.
You want me to lower it a little bit?
Wow, how does this leak that bad? How is that even possible? We just made a bloodbath of epic proportion over here.
Oh my God. There's a triple homicide under the Fury.
This is unbelievable. You know, the thing is, ATF is mostly a detergent, so we're really cleaning your driveway.
So in a twisted way, you owe us.
Oh, okay. It doesn't really need a clean before you get it.
Look at how good it is. Look how shiny it is now.
This Fury was a factory towing package model, which is kind of like a cop car package, and it has a factory limited slip in it. So we're going to pull out the whole center section out of this rear end and put it in the Charger so that we have posi for better donuts. And it also has 11-inch drum brakes on the back, which I'm going to take off and put on the Charger, which has factory 10-inch brakes. So the Fury, once again, the gift that keeps on giving.
We're like the Native Americans, you know, we're not just out there hunting buffalo for sport. You know, we're gonna eat every piece off of this Fury till there's nothing left that anyone can use.
We started off our morning sending the Fury to the junkyard, which is a roadkill first. Usually we take cars from the junkyard, or we have cars that should be there.
It's opposite day.
So now we're going to pull the pan off the motor, put on a new oil pan that will fit the Charger. We're gunking the transmission, and we're going to bolt it all together and hopefully have the engine in the car in about 15 minutes.
We are getting close.
As if by magic.
It's like it's already done. We could just start drinking beer now. Look how close we are.
Now. Okay. I've probably had the Charger for about 7 years, and it's just been a rolling hulk the whole time, so this is a pretty big moment. Been wanting this for quite a while.
Freiberger and I have worked on this car off and on for the last 3 months. We've wired it, we've plumbed it, we put the shifter in, put a drive shaft in it. So it's got functioning gauges, for Christ's sakes. This thing is probably nicer than most anything we've had on Roadkill just because we were the ones that worked on it. It's actually wired properly. A proper fuse block. That's right, if something goes wrong, the fuse blows, the car doesn't burn to the ground. For once, it's not a fire hazard.
I wouldn't go that far.
This thing is finally ready to crank to life. And we could probably go off-roading in the next 24 hours, I predict.
I've been keeping it as cheap as I possibly can, doing stuff like reusing the thermal quad, using 2 sets of spark plug wires to make one good set. This has got 1 set off the Fury and a couple wires off the motorhome. And look at the zip tie wire separators, which is always a good tech tip right there.
And here's where all the science happens. Start button, ignition, fans, headlights, and for Johnny Law, that turns off our taillights. In case we got to get away really fast. If I push the start button, he's gonna flinch.
Whoa! You're gonna puke tranny fluid everywhere.
Oh, you're just startled that this piece of crap actually cranked over after 3 months.
Oh, this is the real reason to own a 68 Charger, is for the flip open gas filler. I love this thing. I actually bought that new reproduction for like $47 because I love it so much.
Yeah. I think Dodge Plymouth Chrysler stole that from boat guys.
Don't care, it's cool. I plan on firing the thing up today, but we still have some things to do. There's a brake line that needs to be made, need to put the push rod in there. Of course, Finnegan's installing the tack, that's crucial. I want to hang the fender, also crucial, put a bumper on it and stuff like that. What else do we have to do? It's getting down to short list.
Rub some awesome on it and go hit the road.
I have a 69 fender that we have to modify just a little bit to bolt onto it. Zero insurance and registration. In fact, you know, we don't even know that the car isn't hot. I traded the thing for a set of cylinder heads. It might not be registerable.
This might not even be your car.
That's right. We might have just put the thing running and driving for some guy we don't even know.
Right now, Freiberger is pouring some gas down the carb, and we're going to try to fire up the Charger for the very first time since 1983.
Go. Stop. Let me, oh, do you have the ignition on?
I did. Can you make sure the box is lit up?
The box doesn't have a light on it. Trying to fill the float bowls of the carburetor by pouring gas down the vent tube. Okay. Here it comes. Wow, it sounds weak.
We just ran out of gas. It had 75 pounds.
Yeah. It runs, but there's only a couple issues. One of which is it sounds like an absolute turd. This thing makes 200 horsepower. Second of which is it has not picked up gasoline out of the tank yet. I can't just keep feeding it gas into the carburetor. So I think I'm going to fill up the float bowl and see if we can get it to run long enough that it'll actually suck it up out of the tank.
As far as I'm concerned, a Charger should sound like the General Lee, and this does not sound like that.
Got it. That's paint burning off the header. Yeah.
You have a Charger that runs.
It smells really good.
I'm a little jealous over here, because I know this is temporary where I'm sitting.
This is big.
This car needs to be jumping over a river. If we tried to drive it right now, we may just disappoint ourselves.
Probably.
We should just bask in what we have happening right now.
Yeah.
Which is a car on jack stands.
That runs and revs.
Most cars on jack stands don't run or rev.
I don't care if you don't paint this like the Duke's car or not, I'm still sliding across the hood.
5 months later, it's winter in Southern California, which means it's raining and we've got thicker clothes on. The driveway is a bitchin' shade of rainbow from all the fluids that are dropped on it. And the Charger is not here because Freiberger actually drove it to an exhaust shop and an alignment shop. Oh, look how straight the wheels are. It's not that loud.
With exhaust of sorts.
Look what we made.
The guy at the alignment shop said we would have died if we'd taken off as it was.
Well, the wheels were like this and like this. It was.
I've only driven it 2 blocks. No reverse. Seriously, absolutely nothing. How is that possible that it drove in the driveway and as soon as it saw you, it broke? I honestly fear that people think that we will have faked this for drama because it's so unbelievable, but you have to see this. We do not lie on Roadkill. Fire the thing up. We know it has fluid. We put it in reverse. We know it's shifting. Goes no, whoop, hey.
I just tried to drive that car and it wouldn't move. How's this possible? Oh no, it's dead again. Except now it's dead in the street. I seriously thought Freiberger was pulling some sick and twisted joke on me when he magically made the car stop moving.
So we shoved it back in the driveway, crawled under it, jerked the transmission out of the thing again, and ran it to a shop down the street where we found out that I had not gotten the torque converter fully seated in the front pump when I put the engine in the car the first time. While the transmission was down the street getting rebuilt, we had plenty of time to make the Charger cool and even legal. We hung some headlights in the front of it, and because an original Charger grill in mint condition costs like $2,500, we ended up making this killer Mad Max grill out of some perforated steel.
We just created probably the greatest grill that mankind has ever known, and we don't have beer to celebrate.
There might be one Bud Light, so you're right, we don't have beer to celebrate.
No, this
There's
achievement.
just no celebration in Bud Light.
This is the equivalent of stepping foot on the moon. That's what happened here today. If I was a guy in a Prius or a Yaris and I saw this coming at me in the rearview mirror, I'd get out of the way.
Right as we wrapped up the grill, the guy called and said that the transmission was finally done. So we ran over there to pick it up, slapped it in the car, and then, of course, the topper. We had to throw on the Fury's Hemi hood scoop, because the Fury always brings good luck.
We're going on a road trip today. There, I called it. I declare this Charger roadworthy.
Ready? That was cool. Fire out of the scoop. I can't even believe it. We are finally gonna hit the road. All right, I'll be Bo, you be Luke.
Yeehaw!
That's not smoking as much as it was.
Rob's our friend, but you really need to do a burnout down this street.
Oh no, it's a big.
That was it? That was on the floor?
Pretty much.
Oh my God. What's that noise? Driveline?
You bolt the drive shaft in?
Yeah. It sounds like the muscle truck.
Kinda.
Oh my God, that's dirty.
What is the smoke? Headers?
It's the dirt coming out of the dash, dude.
No, that's smoke. See the smoke pouring out of here?
It's hard to tell.
Look behind us, dude.
Dude, you ever seen that Cheech and Chong movie?
I'm thinking we should pull over.
Yeah, maybe. Oh my God. We might be on fire, dude.
Yeah, I know.
So we got on the freeway.
Coming out of the other side.
Things sounded awesome. Like, literally, greatest exhaust note ever. Reminded me a lot of the muscle truck. And then it was just James Bond smoke, the whole entire freeway. I think we stopped 3 lanes of traffic just now because it's puking tranny fluid everywhere.
Dipstick came out.
Came out? Hey, it's gone.
Transmission fluid catches on fire good. And luckily, that didn't happen yet. We did have the James Bond smoke screen going on.
Went to put the dipstick in, and that's supposed to go into one of those bolts, but we were kind of in a hurry to leave, so I thought, oh well, I'm just gonna hammer the dipstick tube in, put some RTV on it, and it'll be good, and it wasn't good. This just blew out. My fault. I almost burnt the car to the ground.
We've got some sort of a clunk going on up here when it's rotating. I should probably look into that while he's fixing that deal. Okay, I found that clunk, we're good. It's the wheel weight is just hitting the upper ball joint. It'll fall off soon enough. Daylight was winding down, but finally we had this thing running again and hit the road. I can't tell you why this was such a lifelong dream for me, but I have always just loved thrashing passenger cars around in the desert. And to have a 68 Charger in particular, it just brought back the vibes of Dukes of Hazzard and Dirty Mary Crazy Larry and even Bullet. It's just, I was raised to believe that a 68-69 Charger is the most indestructible vehicle off-road, and I was set to prove it.
If I closed my eyes, I swear I was riding in the General Lee. It sounded just like it.
Wait for the next one. That's gonna be good.
Water came right through the floor, dude.
Oh, shit, screwed.
All four wheels never left the ground. We've got too much respect for this car. But we did get it sideways around every corner. We did throw dirt in the air. We had a blast.
Man, this episode was a long way to go. I think back about how I really thought that we were going to get this Charger done in 3 days, but it turned into 6 months. But finally ended up with exactly what I've wanted for a long time, and that is the Mad Max Vibe 68 Charger. And in the end, there's only one thing left to do: a proper burnout.
What engine is in this thing?
I believe it's an 8.
It's an 8. Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's 8, yeah.
Is that a V8? Let me talk to my my wife here and see if she'll give me some money.
I don't understand.
Oh, we're gonna pay you to take this. We don't want it. You take it, and we'll give you money.
Oh.
It just got better, didn't it?
It's not pay 500 for that.
No, we're gonna give you money.
3 of the most powerful machines you can buy today come from Dodge, and we've got them all. The Hellcat Twins and the track-ready Viper SRT. Today, Motortrend's going to find out which one is king.
Hell no! This is roadkill!
Can you believe it? Roadkill is going to be sponsored by Dodge. Yeah, like the guys who make these new Hellcat V8s and the Viper, and they gave us these cars to play with. Check it out. First up is the Charger Hellcat, the most bitchin' family car ever. The 4-door with 707 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque, all from a supercharged 6.2-liter Hemi V8. Then there's the Challenger Hellcat. This car is actually a little bit slower in top speed because of aerodynamics. They say it'll run around 199, but we've witnessed this car run 1080s in the quarter mile on drag radials. It'll run 1120s on street tires, and again, it's got that 707 horsepower Hellcat motor. And then at the top of the pile, the Viper GT, Dodge's hand-built supercar. Seriously, hand-laid carbon fiber, hand-painted, hand-stitched interior. We don't care about any of that because this thing has an 8.4-liter, 645 horsepower V10 and a claimed top speed of 206 miles an hour. What's really funny is they also say that this Viper will get 20 miles per gallon, and I guarantee you we will not find out if that's true on this episode of Roadkill. Some junk before they figure it out. Somebody at Dodge is going to watch the show at some point and go, hey, wait a second, no!
They're gonna go, step out of my office. Why? Because you're fired! Why would you give those idiots 3 cars?
We're pretty far out of our league with these cars, and so we called in some help. Yep, our old friend Larlos Cago from Motortrend.
If I didn't know them, I'd say this is pretty intimidating. Thanks for the proper roadkill greeting.
And that's how it's done. Hey, I almost killed the dog. Come here. We brought the real talent.
Of course. I'm wondering what I'm doing at the middle of an abandoned airport in Irvine.
I heard you were bringing the food.
This is like, we want to get warmed up on the Motortrend head-to-head program. The deal is, we figured out Dodge is sponsoring us now.
Okay.
Someone at Dodge is eventually going to watch Roadkill and realize this is a bad idea. So we got to get the cars while we've got them and derby the absolute wee out of them.
Before they figure it out.
Before they figure
And
it
we
out.
have to masquerade this as some form of head-to-head.
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
Right.
Well, your typical head-to-head uses like performance tests, subjective feedback, analyzing all the data, somehow deciding a winner between the two cars.
Oh no, we don't
That
care.
doesn't sound like destroy all tires.
No, that doesn't sound like destroy all tires. Burnout for distance is what's going to happen right now.
Okay, I'm up for that.
So there's 3 of us, 3 cars. Rochambeau for which car you're going to take.
Ooh.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Smash! Last pick. Ready?
God, it's like dodgeball.
Oh, boom! First pick. Boom!
I'll take the Viper.
Okay. Challenger.
I'll take the station wagon. All right, let's go. Well, maybe you should set the pace with that. You know, a bogey here.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I have no objection.
All right, right now we are going to test Freiberger's foot dexterity. He's going to do a burnout for distance with a dog and a small block Chevy in the bed of the muscle truck. Go for it. Where does that rank on the all-time list of
both best
whatever that
and worst, because we've never done this before?
Pretty weak. I have confidence in the Mopars doing better than that.
Well, they're not carrying a motor in the bed either.
Well, yeah, that's for traction.
And a dog.
The dog was helpful.
For ballast?
Is that the standard right there?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
5
that sounds right.
-ish.
Yeah. Right, park this garbage and let's get to some actual tire spin. This point is going to be really good for you and me.
Yes.
To be clear, when the tires stop spinning, you lose, right?
Yes.
Yes.
There's no chance you can bang shift that thing fast enough so that the tires spin all the way from first and second and
Well,
from
okay.
second to third.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
We
what
will
you
look
say.
at the mark on the ground.
Okay.
There will be a gap this long in between first and second.
Sure.
Don't lift. Not your transmission.
I have a strategy.
Yep.
I have a strategy.
Okay.
So the real secret here is I haven't told them how to turn off traction control. That's my big secret, big plan. Their ineptitude dealing with modern electronics should help me win. Now if I can figure out how to move the seat forward.
I've written in my editorial column like 4 times that I want a Hellcat. Finally, they listened. They're gonna be sorry.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I am ashamed to admit it, but Carlos took me to school on burnouts for distance.
I think this first session of the Burnout Drag Race is fairly definitive as to who won. Would you mind saying that?
Oh no, you dominated. I'll give it to you. He cheated, you dominated, and I was completely stand up.
What's your strategy?
I left the thing in first manual and just let it hit the rev limiter and keep in it, and that actually gave me more distance in shifting to second. Now, if you drag the brakes like he did, you can go pretty much forever.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're going to have to go to the video so that you can be wrong. Did not drag the brakes even once. I hole shotted it after I warmed up the tires. I let off the brakes and let it go. I did not use the brakes during the burnout.
So the best way to do a long burnout in a Viper, if you're going for distance, put it in second, redline the engine, clutch dump, and pray.
Yeah. Now in the second competition, we're gonna do burnouts again, but this time it's an actual race to see who can cross the finish line with the tires on fire ahead of the other guys. Apparently the technique in this car is just leave it and drive and mat it, because I got way more burnout distance that time. Right, dog?
Victory donut.
Oh yeah, that was quality.
Second place!
Freiberger won that one.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I put it just in drive and matted it. Look how much farther my burnout went than on my initial run.
It's all strategy.
I know it. I failed on the first time. I think that might be further than your Viper burnout in second gear.
I just gotta say, the Viper has the least amount of power here and the most amount of tire, both in terms of size and like compound. So I'm working with a disadvantage here.
But your Motortrend.
I'm hearing
Motortrend numbers are always faster than reality, and that's what we're seeing.
Who's better drivers than reality?
I see, yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you can open the hood of the Viper in less than 30 seconds, I'll trade you cars.
Does it open forwards or backwards? I don't think about Vipers. Is there a button inside?
He is an expert working with cars. He built the blast with it. He should know how to do this.
I don't know. How's it open? Is the engine in the back? Is that what you got going on here?
It's exactly what it is.
I don't know. How's it open?
If you ever see a Viper in a parking lot and you want to screw the owner, you yank that lever.
Wow.
And walk away?
Don't. So as the technical advisor, Motortrend representative here, I feel like we should talk about what we've learned in the past tests.
What I've learned is there's still tread on those tires. We need to devise a much more efficient test at destroying them.
We run a handling test, the figure 8. You guys won't care about that at all because we actually measure G-forces and lap times and stuff. What you guys probably care about is drifting.
And smoke.
So we brought in a professional drifter, Tony. Why don't you come on in?
What's up, guys?
What's happening?
He's going to teach us what to do.
We're looking to destroy a bunch of tires recklessly as fast as possible, right?
That's sort of the goal.
Perfect. Drifting is perfect for that.
RoadKill in a sentence.
So I'm going to show you guys some tips, and we'll throw you through a short course. You'll get 3 turns each, and I will judge you on your best single run, and we'll find a winner.
You're the judge?
I'm the judge also.
You take cash?
No. Cards. I do take cards. I do take cards.
How about random tools?
So
yeah,
we're all
tools are
tires.
good. Tools
You
are
need
good. Yeah,
tires.
we always need tires. That's
right.
perfect.
Fair.
So, charger?
Yeah, you guys want to hop in and I'll show how it goes?
Dog, come here.
All right, so you want to use weight transfer and the throttle, this thing, to get the drift going. So you're going to go like this. Back around.
So it's just one F?
At the beginning when you said, so you're gonna go like this, what did you actually do?
You turn the wheel so you get the suspension loaded one way, and then cut it back and hammer on the gas to get it to start to rotate. You're gonna roll up, you're gonna turn to the right to put the weight on the outside, and then cut it back. Steer it on the throttle, let it rotate back, let the wheel spin.
Cool.
Cool.
That was fun. Piece of cake. I like your job. That's pretty good.
The first guy out is going to be the first chump, so naturally I put my hand up for that, and I'm going to go out in the Challenger. Now, I proved the Challenger is capable of the ultimate burnout, and I'm probably not going to show a whole lot of skill in drifting, but I am going to give you a lot of tire smoke.
Aggressive.
No weight transfer here. Well, he's got that forward 280 down.
So what do we give for taking out cones? Is that an automatic DNF?
No, but let's have like a sliding scale. We saw that. What do you want to call that one?
You better improve this time.
Yeah, let's do better than that. We should set the cones.
I don't think he cares because he's probably going to take him out again.
Wow!
All of them. All of them.
Wow. He knows we're not supposed to hit all the cones, right? That's...
I give that a 7 out of 50.
Would you like to reestablish some cones?
So the goal isn't to hit the cones.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to wipe them all out.
You did that very well. You want to go around them.
Try again, sir. This time will be better, I'm sure.
It's so easy for you to talk now.
I know. It's amazing.
Freiberger's last run.
Here we go. Come on.
You can do it.
Good stuff.
Hey. Yeah, not as much head.
Not too bad. That's not gonna go well.
I wanted to like it. I did.
It's not even trying.
I really wanted to like it. I thought, you know, hey, you made it halfway through. This is good.
It's
and
pretty
then, you know.
At some point, you just revert to having fun.
You just go to full high school mode.
Had in the first half. That looked good.
That run was better than the first two.
Combined.
Yes. Which is saying something.
The last one was best, for sure, because you were in a proper drift through this turn. If you'd have held that a little better, you'd basically been in pretty good shape.
Drifting. You would have been drifting, almost.
Carlos may have shown us up on the burnout contest in the Viper, but all of a sudden he's realizing his flaw because this car is super tail happy, and I guarantee you he's going through this course bass backwards. I not so secretly want him to fail.
10 years of Motortrend testing right here. Four, five, six
he's
cones.
gonna keep that one.
That's pretty good.
I suppose I should probably pick those up since he did it for me.
This part here was...
It was impressive.
It was solid.
Right here.
Yeah, right here. You know, right up until the part where you had to make the tires spin.
Yeah.
Would look pretty good.
I would say the first eighth of a second looked solid.
Yeah. All right. Second shot.
Oh boy. That's a difficult car.
Yeah.
It's tough.
He initiated it like super early, and I thought maybe that's the key. But then, you know, backwards.
I didn't finish. Does that count?
It was a half gainer.
Is that a full run?
Yeah.
Not exactly.
If you want to take 4, 5, I don't think any of that's going to help.
I don't envy his car choice.
No, the Rochambeau backfiring on him right now.
I want to do more. Just 3 runs is impossible to perfect.
Well, especially when you consider our lack of talent.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
There's the anger. You want to go again?
Sure.
Okay. Oh my God, that car is so difficult to drive. Not so much.
I like the way he picked it right up there.
I like his enthusiasm.
Yep.
I give that a little bit of credit.
That was a good set. Comeback.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Overall, though, you feel inferior now?
Yes.
Good.
To the car, not
I
to
feel
you guys.
way better. Oh yeah, good point.
So, it wasn't the most orthodox pass, but I feel the second drift, or the first drift going that way,
was quality.
Was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Was better than all the other ones so far.
Right.
Okay.
We weren't really watching because your run was over at that point, though. So
That's why we have all the cameras.
Remember
there,
how
right?
I did a burnout like 4 car lengths past yours and it didn't matter because it was off camera? It's kind of the same thing.
Fair. This took more skill, though.
Ah.
That car's awesome.
Last up is our smack talker, Mike Finnegan, and we know he's got some chops when it comes to hanging stuff sideways, and he's got an advantage because the Charger has the longest wheelbase of the bunch. It's 120.2 inches, which is 4 inches longer than the Challenger. He's gonna have a fun time.
If I'm gonna attempt to be drifting, might as well do it with air conditioning on, because for once on Roadkill, I have it.
What do you think, weeds or no weeds?
Possible.
Possible?
Possible weeds?
Always possible. Shift.
Gotta put it in a different gear than that.
You need second, buddy.
Not bad.
No. This is looking familiar. I know what this looks like from the driver's seat.
It does great donuts.
So
ranking?
I felt pretty good. He looked controlled. Like he didn't complete the course, but he looked very controlled throughout the whole thing. And if he could kind of put that last turn together, I think you guys you guys are in trouble.
It wasn't sliding in here though. He's
got to get that figured out too. He's got to get that figured out.
That doesn't count.
So I just learned something.
What's that?
Forward with the shifter, That's not the upshift.
You got paddles.
Right. Yeah, paddles.
Oh no, I'm following his advice. Let go of the wheel and let it spin. Can't paddle.
You should be in second by there.
Oh, I took off in second, and then I went, and then it tapped out in second, and I tried to go into third, but I pushed it forward. It's backwards.
Operator error.
Yeah.
Run 2.
Yeah, this is fun. That feels right.
These cars are one of the greatest ways to destroy tires.
These are good cars.
Yeah, these are tire truck unmatched.
Tire's done. Make it hard for himself now.
Tire's done.
Yeah.
I done ruined the tires.
Yeah, your tire's done. Yeah, I noticed.
I should get points for those tires.
Well, they're dead. What do you think caused it?
That's not hot, is it, Carlos?
Not at all.
I know what caused it. It's an overabundance of talent.
You're right.
That's what that is.
I've seen this a bunch.
I know, right?
Yep,
They're
absolutely.
both done.
Are they?
Yeah.
Go change it. Here we go.
Into the woods.
Hit the brakes.
Into the woods.
Hit the brakes.
He tried. He was aggressive on entry, but
I feel like he kind of went through the turns.
I'm just gonna try that again.
That was his third attempt. Something tells me, though, there's nothing stopping him.
God, it sounds good.
Yeah, blower.
Get flipping. Too much. Oh, into the woods.
Yeah.
Into the porta potty. Around. There's a lot of understeer there.
Yeah.
Well,
I need like 10 more goes at it.
10 more.
Yeah, 10?
In a row.
Yeah.
Do we all get that?
You know, I'd
I
say
think
the
we
same
all
thing
do
about
that.
the Viper.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 more attempts on the Viper, I might be on it.
20 or 30.
20, 30.
Well, you got to give us our overall ranking, though.
Okay.
Yep.
I would say it's close. It's pretty
Political. He wants to come back on the show.
1 and 2 are pretty close. Last place for sure, Carlos.
Oh!
Done. Last.
Even though he was in the Viper.
Absolutely. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
doesn't matter.
I don't want to see it. That's it. I can't score you on it.
Oh, you can't watch it. Okay.
And I would say 1 and right behind him 2.
No, I would say he definitely carried the first turn and had the hope of
Absolutely.
making that turn.
Oh, dude,
You didn't do it.
I felt like on
You had the hope.
the last run, I was like, it's working, and then, oh wow.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yep.
Well, that's kind of what we would do for testing if we were kind of doing RoadKill's bastardization of Motortrend tests. We've determined that I can do the longest burnouts in a Viper. You can do the fastest burnouts in a Challenger.
I still got more distance. It just happened to be after the competition.
After the competition was over.
Right.
If we were going by that, I'd have the best drift too. But no, that goes to this guy.
Yeah, if we're evaluating poor drifting skills.
But that's kind of it. We could dyno the cars, but we don't have a dyno here. So that's kind of our day.
We can strap them down.
Oh my God. That's a lot of smoke.
Wow! Wow, look at that! That's insane!
Holy crap.
Look at this. Oh, wow. It feels like goop.
It feels like a drag strip.
Look at that.
Look what we just did. Look at the smoke. I didn't move that much. Look, actually
at the
like
smoke
turned.
cloud leaving.
So you pulled me away, and then I started pulling both of you this way.
Yeah.
And the cars didn't break.
That's amazing right there.
It's a sweet tie job on our part. I feel like I smoked a carton of menthols.
No one's ever done that before.
Never. Setting records once again on Roadkill. As a team, Larlos, Homeless Dave, and I had a pretty damn good day. We successfully destroyed 12 Pirelli tires, and we learned that Fabriker is pretty good behind the wheel. All that's left to do now is pack up, find some more tires, and hit the road for our next destination.
Okay, you cannot drive this car in flip-flops. Want to eat a sandal?
So we're headed out to the desert to do some more tests on the Hellcat, and the Viper, when Carlos calls me, because he's borrowed the ramp truck and the Gremlin for an episode of Ignition, even though I told him not to because it would break down. And as usual, we've got to go rescue it.
Mike.
I told you so.
Yeah, you did. You were 100% right.
We will fix this for you, because this is your problem, not ours.
I appreciate you doing this favor for me.
What had happened to the truck is that it has two ground straps, and we disconnect the battery so that it doesn't drain it when it's in storage, and somebody only hooked up the positive side. And so the little tiny body ground strap ended up burning through, completely leaving him stranded and helpless.
It turns out it was a double whammy. Not only was the ground cable fried in half, but the truck was out of gas. So after we rewire the battery, I have to come back again to bring Carlos gas. And then I've got to break into the truck because the key for the gas cap is gone. Why? Because roadkill.
Now you might ask yourself, what could they do that's bigger and badder than a three-way tug-of-war with a Hellcat, and a Viper? Our next guest is going to be Fred Williams from Dirt Every Day, so just think what we're probably going to do next with these cars.
I hear we're racing, that's why I brought my helmet.
Did you bring enough helmets for everyone?
No. My mom only got me one helmet. I don't have enough to share today.
Have you ever even driven 700 horsepower before?
My Toyota has 717 gears. Does that count?
That's close.
All right, perfect.
So what is the plan?
All right, so we have a track designed for motorcycles. We're going to take all three of these cars on them. We're all going to ride together in each car, including the Viper. And right now we need a Rochambeau for who's piloting what.
Oh, tied up. Ready?
Oh, good minds think alike.
Oh. Okay, now you guys go and I'm last.
Okay, you ready, sir?
Yes.
Yes! Your win.
Oh, I'm taking the Challenger because we've got semi-decent ground clearance compared to that, and I don't want to be the guy to ride under the hatch of that.
And you would take?
I will take this if I get shotgun in that.
In a rare moment of failure, I lost the Rochambeau and was the last guy to pick a car, but I didn't want to drive the Viper, so watch me absolutely baffle Fred into taking that car. Sure. So we know one of us is going to take this, right?
Right.
So we will Rochambeau, the winner takes shotgun in this, the loser drives this.
Okay.
Right? Ah! So that means I got shotgun.
And I'm driving that.
Right. Which means I'm taking the Charger.
Which means I'm under the hat.
The viewership has followed this down to a T. They know exactly what's going to happen. Let's just do it.
All right.
Let's tie up dogs and race. I am first up in the Charger and ready to prove this is the new ultimate off-road muscle car.
You're great at this. Oh, I love this job. Yeah. Nice shortcut. It's a good hill climb right here. You're doing great.
Oh, big worm. Big worm.
Dude, you ran over the top of the berm.
I know.
We bottomed out, that's for sure. Okay, damage report.
Damage report?
Damage report.
This side is a win, aside from that rocker panel.
Oops.
Oops. I might have dented that a little bit.
That'll totally
no,
buff
this will
out.
snap back in.
Oh,
look, it's fixed.
No one will never know.
Dodge will not know.
Just like on the Dukes of Hazzard, Dodge Charger, invincible.
Yeah, completely.
Look at that. We just went Supercross and the car is still fine.
Wait. Wait. There we go. Handled. Gotcha.
I don't know, we're missing a piece.
Ooh.
I think it's okay. You know what? I used to say that the B-Body GM was the ultimate off-road vehicle platform, but now I've driven this.
Well, yeah, it didn't have 700 horsepower, so.
That's probably the problem. Wow.
Let's
Can
go
we
drive
jump
the
it
Challenger.
Again? I want to jump it.
Let's go jump something else.
Your shotgun and Challenger. I win. Next up is Finnegan in the Challenger, and I don't really know what's going to happen on the comparo of the two cars here. The Challenger's a little bit lighter, but I like the longer wheelbase on the Charger for what we're doing here. But one thing's for sure, Finnegan is going to go all out.
All right, everybody ready?
You have a reputation to uphold. And that happened to me too. Oh, so did that. Oh, boy. Oh, back of Blair. Great. Go. Get it. Oh, that's how it came off the rim.
We gotta complete the stage. Doesn't smell good. How did I get the car with the bunk tires?
Oh, right. That's what happened. We might have to change that and let you go again. Do you smell the tire burning from spinning the wheel inside it?
It's smoking right there.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and touch that?
Let me get a judge's ruling. Are we changing it or keeping going?
I'm gonna say it's much more fun to change it.
Change it.
All right.
Way more fun to change
Let's go change it.
I heard front air down that time. Sounded like cracking. Oh. Ooh, good one there. Nice. See, this is hard to sweep through. Tabletop! Oh, nice. Oh, wow, it three-wheeled big time.
I can't see.
Oh! Go! Oh, this could be good. Oh! Nice slide, way better than mine. That was quality. How much Challenger is left? It's a two-door, so there's half as much to ruin. I fear.
This side, this side's a little buckled. A little buckled.
You might have did a little damage to the front valence.
Oh, she's on a diet.
Apparently it's not designed to stuff directly into a berm at 50 miles an hour.
I think it's a better approach angle.
It's eating itself. It's like it's hungry.
Other than that, I think we're good.
Most of this stuff's still here.
Can we just Zeus it back together?
Yeah, a little super glue. Nobody will
Look
ever
at
know
that.
the
Get some
difference.
zip ties. They're not going to even notice that.
Exactly. They'll never see.
That will. Okay, that's not going to buff out.
So what do you want to do? We got to make you cram into the hatch? I think that's what we agreed on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this even fit golf clubs?
It's like a Jeep that's 4 inches off the ground.
Okay.
Just keep in mind, this is carbon fiber. Don't break it.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that's not working.
No, come on.
I've seen Fred drive. I'm not riding back there.
I'm going to take still pictures because someone's going to want to remember you. It's basically a Jeep, Fred. Next up is Fred in the Viper, and man, is he screwed. This is the lowest car, it's the most expensive car, it's the lightest car. That's why we're letting him drive it.
Fred?
Yes.
This is a $90,000 car. Enjoy yourself. Oh, I feel totally safe now. Oh my God. Hang on. Clutch it. Clutch it. Oh, shit, man. Oh my God. If the front of the car is still there, I'll be totally surprised. You got this. Yeah. Oh, the camera guy! Sorry, camera guy! Sorry about that! Oh my God, we're gonna die! There we go. Berm on the left, use it! Oh my God. Got it, I got it. You are so in shape. That's beautiful. Yeah, drift it. Now you're drifting. Oh, shit. Oh! Hang on. Hit it. Oh! You say you don't get stuck. Reverse. There we go. Good save. Good save. Oh my God. Oh shit, Sandy. Oh, I shouldn't laugh. Because every time I do, I eat dirt. That fine Corinthian leather, not so supple anymore.
Ah, it's perfect. It's finally broken in. You sold me on the Viper.
Well, let's see if you own it. You might own this piece.
This thing took a beating better than the other cars. You stuffed that nose over there. I mean, bad. And it's fine.
It's a Viper.
Road tested.
I told you it's just
RoadKill
like a Jeep.
approved, right here.
It is just like a Jeep. A Jeep with very little ground clearance. I'm not paying for that detail job.
There might be a little dirt inside. Oh yeah, look at that seat. The
Dude,
bucket seat is a bucket of sand.
You could start a garden with all the dirt that's inside that car right now.
Can I take it home?
Yeah.
See ya. I believe Fred is unfamiliar with the concept of rev limiter.
I think he just enjoys it more than most.
Didn't he do this to us in the sand episode too?
Yep, there's more rocks this time though.
Coming out of the dirt, there really is no winner, except us, RoadKill. It's unbelievable to us that Dodge is actually letting us do this. And you might look at this episode and go, why would they get these cars and do nothing but trash them? Well, basically, it's because they let us. It's because we can. I look at a lot of old movies and I ask, why did they just crash that 69 Charger? Or why are they rolling over that Hemi Cuda? Well, it's because when those movies were new, those cars were new. And it didn't matter that much. And that's kind of the deal here. You know what? Dodge will make more. So there's really only one thing left to ask. What does a Hellcat engine look like in a RoadKill car?
You're great at this. Is that from the side of the car?
It is. Here you go. I'll take that. All right.
Nice shortcut. Get ready.
Chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại vào kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình và các bạn cùng sẽ đọc phần 2 của câu chuyện Ngày em trai tớ trả đôi nhé. Rốt cuộc ngày trọng đại cũng tới. Chẳng bao lâu nữa em gà bé bỏng sẽ ra khỏi quả trứng. Nếu là gà trống tớ sẽ đặt tên cho em là Cha Thích Kia. Còn gà mái thì tớ sẽ đặt tên là Các Minh. Carmelito cùng cậu bạn Bellino rất bận rộn. Cậu tự tay làm một món quà mà cậu muốn tặng cho em trai mình với tất cả niềm yêu thương. Một cây gậy tuyệt vời, tuyệt đẹp. Cách đó không xa, hai con nhìn đói mèo đang tìm đồ ăn bỏ bụng. Nhưng thật lạ là chúng chẳng thèm sên, côn trùng hay nấm. Hôm nay chúng muốn ăn một bữa thật vương giá. Đột nhiên con nhím nhỏ hơn nhìn thấy một quả táo. Con lớn kéo phắt con nhỏ lại, lùi lại. Bởi quả táo thơm ngon ấy là cái bệnh của người răng ra. Nếu là hai con nhím nhỏ quyết định đi rình mò canh chuồng gà, ở đó lúc nào cũng có thể tìm thấy những thứ gì đấy. Trong sân gia cầm, Pedro đang chỉ cho bạn bè thấy mình có thể làm gì với chiếc gậy này. Chiêm ngưỡng đi các chàng trai. Kìa nhìn xem, đột nhiên Carmelito nói, hai con nhím đang chơi với em trai tớ. Chúng sợ, chúng ăn cắp em trai tớ mất rồi. Thế là ngay lập tức một cuộc rượt đuổi diễn ra. Tớ sẽ đi lối cánh đồng, Pedro hú lên, còn tớ đi lối rừng. Pedro khuyên hai đứa phải cẩn thận hết sức. Chúng ta sẽ đánh chiến thỏa thê. Buông ra đi, không, anh trước, Nick này. Truyền qua đây. Bên trong quả trứng, em gà bé bỏng đang phản đối. Ôi, quả trứng biết nói. Cẩn thận đấy Nick, có ai ở trong quả trứng? Chiếc. Khi rốt cuộc Carmelito cũng tới nơi, hai con nhím đã cao chạy xa bay. Trời đất vỏ trứng ơi, đó là một em gái. Carmelito thốt lên. Thất vọng tôi rồi là thất vọng. Chiếp. Ôi dào, thế đấy, anh cũng vậy, anh cũng rất vui. Bỏ cây gậy đó xuống, Carmen. Đây không phải là đồ chơi dành cho con gái. Carmelito lào bào. Được rồi, đồng ý. Cứ giữ lấy gậy của em. Carmelito vẫn về quả như vậy. Chỉ còn em gái thích vượt sông bằng một sợi dây leo. Chúng ta phải vượt qua sông bằng này để trở về chuồng. Chiếp. Cái con bé nhỏ này, nó làm mình tức điên. Chiếp. Em đói à? Nào, theo anh sẽ tìm cho em thứ gì đó để ăn. Một lúc sau, Carmelito nghĩ đã tìm được thứ gì đó cho em gái ăn. Em thích ăn táo không, Carmen? Và đến đây là kết thúc của phần 2 của câu chuyện Ngày em trai chào đời. Các bạn cùng đăng ký kênh để xem tiếp phần 3 nhé. Cảm ơn các bạn đã lắng nghe.